Hello, everyone, and welcome to the channel. This is Jonah's top 50 movies of all time. We're going to be ranking, discussing these. I have no idea what's coming, so you're in store too for a great video where Jonah's going to be breaking it down. What are some of his favorites? What separates the favorites from other movies? What are some of the biggest things that contribute towards these being awesome? So it is a longer form video. We're just going to be breaking these things down and discussing it, but I hope you stick around for some of these and drop some of your favorite movies in the comments below. Brother,
Yes.
how you feeling? You
Feeling
ready for
good.
this?
I'm feeling good. I'm ready to get into this. This is a list that I've been cultivating for years and years, probably at least 5 years. I originally started, I was like, okay, hey, I love movies. I'm going to make like a top 10 list. And I was like, oh, this is missing a bunch of movies. Let me make a top 20 list. And I was like, ooh, I really love some movies I'm missing. Now it's the top 50.
It just kept growing.
It just kept growing. I've capped it at 50. That's all. That's it. But this is a list that constantly changes. I'll watch a new movie and get added on. I'm like, oh, that's amazing. I'll watch a movie again. I'm like, it's not as great. It'll go off the list. So it's constantly changing and evolving. This reflects my thoughts right now today. I love movies. I love talking about movies. But I wouldn't say also I'm like a cinephile. Some people, I watch their rankings and I've never even heard of like 9 of their top 10 movies. I'm like, what is that? I'm starting to watch more and more movies I hadn't seen before. I guess maybe I'm getting more into that side of things the longer things go on. But right now, I'd say this is generally movies most people have probably heard of in some way. But hey, it's the movies I love. It's a personal list. It's what I like. It's what I love. It's what I've seen. And I hope you enjoy it. If you feel like there's a great movie I'm missing, maybe it's something I haven't watched. So put it down in the comments and might check it out. So
there you go.
Oh, let's get into this. I'm excited.
Well, I'm going in completely blind. Like I have no idea what is.
Yep.
I can take some guesses.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty confident in a few of my guesses, but I don't know any placement or anything like that. So largely today, I'm going to be reacting. And kind of the biggest question for each of these is like, why this movie? Why is this one on the top list? And like, what's kind of that one special thing that makes this movie, above all of the others? Because we've watched a ton of movies. Let's get the show on the road. You ready to hit it?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Please stick around. I know it's going to be a long one, but hey, we thought, to start off, we should do one where you get to see what my opinions are on things. And then coming up real soon, you get to see what this guy's opinions are on things. So kind of give you a feel for who we are and what we love. So
I feel like I'm going to get a lot of practice with my like reaction face. Be like, oh, yeah. Yeah. Stuff like that. Whoa, yeah. Got his plate over here. But I am really excited to see these. I'm confident that there's going to be movies here. Obviously, I'm more into books. There's going to be movies here that I've never heard of, but that's okay. That's okay because, I'm going to be dropping a description of some of these and everything like that. I'm excited for it. Let's jump in with movie number 50.
All right. Number 50 on the list is called Paths of Glory. It's from 1957. It's a war movie. Have you heard of that one? Do you know about that one at all? Okay. No, also, for all these movies, I'll give a quick little pitch, synopsis, summary. I'm going to try not to spoil any of them because I would say everyone should watch these movies because I think they're awesome. So I'm going to try not to spoil them as much as I can. Some might get a little bit closer to being spoiled than others, but anyway. This movie, it's by Stanley Kubrick. It's actually the first and so far only movie I've seen by him. I know he's a very famous director. He's done a lot of good things. This one is a war movie set in World War I about the French army. It's about a battalion that's attacking a fort. Their attack fails, and so the general rounds up a group of them and puts them on trial for cowardice for failing the attack. Basically is what the movie is about. So it's kind of a mix of combat and like a courtroom drama in the military is basically what the movie is. The movie, though, it's an anti-war movie. It's not one where like, ooh, war is awesome. It's one like, yeah, war is horrible. And that's really what the movie is trying to show you throughout. So really the main villains of the movie are the French, which the whole movie is the French army, but it's the French generals and the commanders and the captains who it really shows a lot throughout the movie are putting their soldiers in a bad position to fail. And then when they fail, they blame the soldiers for it when they put them in that position already. And so it's really about shifting the blame. It's about political backstabbing. It's about just everyone just searching for power. It's a very different kind of war movie. I haven't watched a lot of movies like this, but I loved it. I watched it earlier this year, and I plan to watch a lot more of his movies now. But this one, it just makes it on the list, but it is at number 50 for me.
Awesome. Well, no, that sounds really cool. But yeah, I've never heard of that.
So that's number 50. At number 49 for me is The Martian by Ridley Scott. For anyone who doesn't know what the movie is, it follows an astronaut who is part of a mission on Mars to do some science stuff and exploration, research, that sort of thing. And then there's a big storm that comes through, and they're like, hey, we need to get off the planet because this storm is going to knock over our rocket, and then we're going to get stuck. So they all get on the rocket, fly away, but as they're getting on, Mark Watney, he ends up getting hit by the storm, and it looks like
played by Matt Damon.
Played by Matt Damon. He gets hit by the storm, and it looks like he's killed. And so his crew, like, they don't want to leave him, but at the same time, they're like, he's dead, and we have to go. So they fly away, and the next day he wakes up, and that the storm had basically knocked out like one of the sensors on his suit, so it made him look like he's dead, but he's not. But now everyone thinks he is, and so he has to survive on the planet alone with no help and no support on Mars, where there's no there's no real survival stuff there. So that's kind of what the movie is, and it's just him surviving. And it's a great movie. You've seen that one.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Would you say, if you were hypothetically making a top 50, do you think it might be on there, or would you say I might think of it more highly than you do?
I would probably have to give it another watch. I've only seen it one time, but I did really enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Project Hail Mary is going to come up on your list. Same author.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy The Martian. If we're comparing, I do enjoy it more because I just like the elements of kind of the one-man survival and a lot more of the, what The Martian brings to the table.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion.
This is one, like, smart people doing smart things, and it's just fun to watch. And I just, the movie, the technical side of it, I love, and just the sciencey things and like the problem solving. And then once you kind of get a lot of the side characters who really make the movie what it is, and the people on Earth, the people who are in space flying back to Earth, and just all this other stuff. If you love sci-fi, you've probably seen it already. If you don't love sci-fi, it's a great sci-fi movie for anyone, even if you don't care about that sort of thing. So,
for someone like yourself who's allergic to potatoes, I wouldn't think you would have The Martian this high up.
I can overlook that. I'll allow it that one mistake.
You can look past its crimes. Yeah.
I can. So that's number 49 on the list. Going up one, number 48. This is the one I watched the most recently. Rear Window from 1954, I believe. Yes, 1954. This one is a classic from everything I've heard. I've seen it for the first time recently, but this is another one that I just love. This movie, mostly a big part of why I love it is the way it's shot. So the whole movie it's following a guy who had broke his leg on an assignment. He's a photographer. He's been holed up in his apartment for weeks and weeks. Like, he's in a full leg cast. He's just in his apartment. And his apartment overlooks like an inner courtyard with all these other apartments around it. To pass the time, he just looks out his window and watches his neighbors. And that's what he does for fun, because he's just bored and he's sitting in his apartment. And then slowly, as the movie goes on, he starts to suspect that one of his neighbors killed his wife. From his apartment, he's basically trying to investigate his neighbor. And the whole movie is shot from the apartment. So, like, anytime that, like, the neighbors are shown, it's just there's the camera going through the window, like, zooming in on people. Like, the camera is in the apartment the whole movie. And so it's really interesting the way that it's shot. Is like it's set in one location, and you kind of get the same perspective as the character, where you're just watching these people. It's so great. It was such a good movie. Honestly, my biggest complaint with the movie, if I was complaining about something, would be the the resolution of the movie, the way it ended, I think I had different expectations than what actually happened. It didn't ruin the movie at all. Obviously, it's on this list, but I was kind of expecting one thing and something else happened, which usually that's something I like. In this time, I was like, man, I wish something had been a little bit different. But I feel like it's one of those movies, if I rewatched it, it would fix that problem. So I can't say that it might not go higher. Like I said, this can change. But right now, currently, it's already number 48 out in my top 50. And like I said, it might go even higher from there.
So did you say this was your first Hitchcock?
Yes. Yeah. So
okay.
It's actually similar to Stanley Kubrick one, where famous director, I've only seen one of his movies. Hitchcock is also huge famous director. I've only seen one, and so far the one I've seen I liked. So sounds like I need to see more.
Probably my greatest cinematic family. I've never seen a single Hitchcock. Like obviously, like there's all the iconic stuff, from like Psycho and all the screaming dagger montage and all that kind of stuff. I've never watched one of his.
I think you would like this one. I think if you give it a go, I think you would like it. I think you would. But moving on to number 47. Number 47 for me is Nightcrawler from 2014. This one, it stars Jake Gyllenhaal. He is a down on his luck guy in LA who decides he wants to start recording videos of like accidents and tragedies, and he'll record it on his camera and sell it to news stations. He's a very disturbed individual. And so the movie is like he's looking for the most crazy, horrible tragedies and crimes that he can find. And then he's running in and trying to get footage of it and trying to capture it. And the movie, Jake Gyllenhaal is the best thing about the movie. Easily his best acting that I've seen. And I've seen him in a good number of movies. It's the best he's ever done in any movie. And he just plays such a weird, disturbed guy who's so excited to go into these weird situations and film like a robbery and film a car crash right after it happens. A big part of the movie and why I love it is just the atmosphere. It takes a lot of twists and turns that I was not expecting. Where I said a second ago, that's usually something I like. Movies like this, that's something I like. The ending...
Nightcrawler did it a little better. I walked in when my roommate at college had just finished watching it, and he just looked at me and he's like, I think I'm gonna watch a animated show now. kind of alleviate when after you watch a horror movie you want to watch something, whatever. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's one of those kind of movies. I wouldn't call it a horror movie, but it's kind of the closest you can be without being a horror movie. The final resolution is I was shocked. I was like, there's no way that just happened. So it's so good. I would recommend it if you like that kind of movie. If you don't like maybe kind of a darker crime type movie, don't watch it.
But be all about it.
I think you would. I think you would like it. Number 46 is the most recent movie released on my list. So this one is from last year. So it's the newest movie. It's my favorite movie of 2025. It's called Train Dreams. This one, it follows a railroad construction worker in the late 1800s in northern Idaho, which is funny because I live in Idaho, but that's not why I like it. It's probably the most simple premise on this entire list. The movie follows him from life to death. That's the whole movie. It's just everything that happens from the time he's born until he dies. But the things that happen is some of the most just sad stuff. I think haunting is the best word I could describe for this movie. I think I was just perpetually sad for over half the movie. When it was over, I was like, whoa. That was crushing almost. And I usually don't look for sad movies. I'm not like, oh, this is a sad movie, I gotta watch it. But if it does it right, it's just so good. And this movie did it right. It's Joel Edgerton is the lead. He's amazing in this movie. He is outstanding. He plays just kind of a simple guy. He dropped out of kindergarten practically. He's a very simple guy who's just going through life with all these things happening to him. I don't want to say any more because the main part of the movie is a spoiler, and so I'm not going to really say that, but it's amazing. It's on Netflix.
So you're saying
you should watch it.
Somehow Train Dreams was better than a Minecraft movie?
I would say that. So yeah, think of any movie you saw in 2025. I would say this one is better.
Dead Reckoning. No.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But yeah, number 46 for me is Train Dreams. Love this movie. It's just beautiful. The movie also looks amazing because like a lot of it is like in the mountains and outdoors, and the way they film it is amazing looking movie. So anyway, we'll move on to number 45. Number 45 for me is Interstellar. I feel like a lot of people who love this movie would put it a lot higher. And then there's a lot of people who think it's really boring and would put it like way lower. For me, there's so many highlights of the movie that I couldn't not have it on this list. Whenever he's getting those calls from his kids on the ship, especially the one with like his daughters, like just that scene is so good. Or the scene when he's trying to dock the ship back on to the other, like the main ship, and it's like doing the spinning. That is so good. Like you are so tensed up throughout. And then just the end, the last time he talks to his daughter, those scenes are, and the black hole scene when they're flying through that, like there's so many highlights of this movie that outweigh something like the bookshelf scene have you seen this movie?
I have. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's kind of the worst part of the movie in my opinion. Overall, like it looks amazing. The score is outstanding. Hans Zimmer is on fire. You're going to see multiple movies on this list with his score in it, and he is literally a reason this movie is good. Like if you just swapped him out with someone else, this movie would be worse. Every movie I've talked about already, if you swapped out this score with someone else, I don't think it would affect my personal opinion on the movie. This one, it would affect my opinion if you swapped out Hans Zimmer. Like, he's just outstanding. So, that's number 45 for me. Number 44, you have seen this movie. The Other Guys, with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg. Okay, I'm gonna have multiple comedies on this list. Comedy, it's just how much did I laugh? Is the main thing that I judge a comedy on. Some of them might have a good story to go with it. I do think this one pretty much has a good story to go with it, which is why it's elevated above some other comedies that aren't on this list. But honestly, the big thing is Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell are hilarious. They're a great duo.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
You'll see that duo again later on the list. You might know that movie as well. They're so funny in this movie, and every character in this movie. Every character is hilarious. Michael Keaton as their boss is great. Dwayne Johnson and Samuel L. Jackson are amazing. The highlight of this movie is one of the funniest scenes I've ever watched in a movie, which is Aim for the Bushes.
Aim for the Bushes.
If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about, and you know it's one of the funniest things that's ever been in a comedy movie. Like, that scene alone could pretty much put any movie on this list just because of that scene. This movie is hilarious. I love this movie. I think it's so funny. I think there's a little portion in the middle when they start trying to be kind of like a real cop movie when it's not as good. And once they decide, oh, let's be funny again, then it's amazing.
So my bad confession with this movie is I've watched the first half like 3 or 4 times. Mm-hmm. I've never finished this movie. It's on me. I always watch it, like, we always start, like, late at night. And so I think once it hits that lull that you were talking about where they start,
Yeah, it's the worst part of the movie.
Stops being a comedy for a minute, I always fall asleep. And so that's on me.
But hey, the first half, you think it's funny.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Oh,
yeah, it's hilarious.
So okay, you got to finish it. Even though the second half has less good than the first, it's still a great movie. So that's I lost my spot. Number 44 for me was The Other Guys. Number 43 for me would be Minority Report with Tom Cruise. Have you seen that one?
I have. Yeah.
Okay. This is one of those movies where I love the premise, like the idea of the movie, and then it just does that premise perfectly. And I'm like, okay, you gave me exactly what I wanted, and it was awesome. So the whole movie, it revolves around Tom Cruise. He plays, I wrote it down, John Anderton. He's a police captain of a special division. It's a sci-fi movie, by the way. It's a sci-fi movie. Plays in a special division of the police force where they have the ability to get notifications of crimes that are going to happen in the future. It's called pre-crime, is literally what it's called. And so his division, their job is when they get this message about, oh, hey, this person's going to commit a murder in 2 hours. But it's always like the messages aren't super detailed. So their job is to take the information they're given and find who's going to commit the crime and stop the crime. And so the movie was really about them doing that. And then part of the way through the movie, they get a message about a crime, and it's that the main character, John Anderton, it's saying he's going to commit a murder the next day. And he's like, no, I'm not. And so the movie is him trying to prove his innocence while he's always believed that the pre-crime is accurate. And so it's starting to make him question, is it really telling the truth? Because I don't think I'm going to commit a crime. And so it kind of follows all of that throughout the movie. And like I said, it's one of those movies where I love the idea of the movie and it just does it perfectly. And that's really what it is.
It's a really good one that like gets you to think and kind of, because it's this huge moral question of like, because they haven't committed a crime yet, but they're still paying the sentence for the crime. And so it kind of gets you thinking about like, well, if we had this technology, if we had this ability, is it something that we would even trust or use once we did? So yeah, it's a cool movie. It's really cool.
Yeah. It's definitely one where you kind of think about the morality. That's what makes the movie great, is that it makes the main character think about the morality, because now he's on the receiving end. And so now he's got to be like, is this really as good as I thought it was? Is this really what it was supposed to be? Minority Report is number 43. Number 42 for me would be Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. Outstanding musical. Just the best. This is the first movie on the list I just grew up watching all the time. So
this was one we played all the time growing up.
I've seen the movie probably at least 8 or 9 times, at least. We've seen the play version of it on stage. This is just a movie I've grown up with, I've loved, and I still love. If you've seen it, you know it's a great movie. It's energetic, it's fun, great songs, great choreography. It's hilarious. I rewatched it again earlier this year. It's just a funny movie also. Like the comedy is outstanding. Just watch the barn raising scene and tell me this isn't one of the best musicals ever. From the beginning when they're having like the dance off to the second half when they're actually building the barn and just all of that, there's no way this is not one of the best musicals ever made. That one for me, it's just a great musical. There's not as much to say because it's about the experience with the movie. And this is one, if you haven't seen it, watch it. The experience is amazing. And if you have seen it, you know it's amazing. So that would be number 42 for me. Number 41 on the list is Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. The new one, not the old one. I know you've seen this movie too. This one is by the guys who did Game Night, which almost made this list. I love that movie. That movie is hilarious. That's another just amazing comedy. But this one, they take their comedy and they combine it with some pretty good action, and it's just a good action comedy movie. I'm predisposed to like this because we've been playing D&D a majority of our lives, and so this movie, you know, it's great for people who've played that and who love that. But I mean, even if you've never played a single second of Dungeons and Dragons, you could watch this movie and just absolutely love it. It's just a fantasy movie with a ton of great characters, and just the action's awesome. And I saw it twice in theaters, and I liked it even better the second time. When you watch it again, you're like, this movie's awesome. But you've seen it. What did you think?
It's got a ton of heart. It's really funny. It's really like you said, the action is like surprisingly good. And it includes so many things from the game into the movie, and it's awesome. Yeah, like you said, you don't have to be a fan of Dungeons and Dragons at all to enjoy this. Like I showed my wife this movie, and she can't stand Dungeons and Dragons, but then this movie had her laughing, had her enjoying it, and so yeah, it's one of those things where it's like anyone can love this movie. It's good.
I love Dungeons and Dragons too much to not have this on my list. So
yeah, also Chris Pine in that movie.
So good.
So good.
He's amazing in that movie. So good.
Yeah, fantastic. The fact that it's not getting a sequel hurts.
More people should have seen this movie. I wish this movie had been more successful. This is the movie that needed 5 sequels.
Oh
This
yeah.
is the movie that needed a full franchise. Instead, we're just getting live action Moana 2 years after the first one. Like, what garbage? No, this is the
You know
movie.
you're excited for live action Moana.
I am excited for live action Moana.
I know it's on your
Now that you
most
say that,
anticipated.
I might have to go
It's
see
on
live
your
action
most
Moana.
anticipated movies of the year.
I think you've convinced me. Actually, I'm gonna go see it.
Yeah, yeah. The Rock's wig is what convinced me.
Mm.
Like I'm sold. I'm sold. Keep going.
All right, number 40 for me. Number 40 is the first superhero movie on the list. There's not a ton, but this is the first one. It'd be Logan. This is very different than most superhero movies. Like if you just watch an MCU movie and then watch this, it does not feel like very similar at all. If this movie you just took away his superpowers, I think it would still be basically the exact same movie. It's just an old guy trying to survive, and then he finds out he has a daughter, and then he's trying.
They kind of do take away his superpowers.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of what the movie's about. This is just a great movie. I mean, we grew up watching all the X-Men movies. This one, it's the perfect end to the X-Men movies, the X-Men series. The last scene is just amazing. It ends on the best note. It ends on the best scene of the movie. What do you think of this one?
I was gonna say, I feel like this kind of started the trope of older father figure and young child. Like I know this has always been a trope, but I feel like in recent cinema, Logan got so big. Everyone was watching it and talking about it. Because then, like, not too soon after that, you had The Mandalorian and then The Last of Us show. You know, they're all catering back to this trope, but I feel like Logan did it better than about any of the other ones I've seen.
Just an outstanding movie. Honestly, it's one of those, you don't really have to like superhero movies to watch this one. There's other superhero movies I have on this list. You probably have to like superhero movies to watch. Yeah. This is one, I mean, you wouldn't understand some of the references, but the movie, the heart of it, the story, it's just a good movie. I love this one. And honestly, I used to have it a little bit higher, but then there's some movies I watched recently that have knocked it down, but it's a great movie. I love this one. All right. At number 39, we have Moneyball. So this is a movie following Billy Beane, general manager of the Oakland A's, in the early 2000s. I think it was 02 or 03 when he was running the team. And the Oakland A's are pretty famous for being pretty much the poorest team in baseball. Mostly that's because of their owner, because he sucks. But he's given so little money, and he's just failing at everything he's trying to do. Even though he has good players, he's losing his players to the more expensive teams when they become free agents. He can't feel like he can get ahead. And he meets this guy who shows him that there's all these undervalued players that other teams are ignoring because of maybe they look weird when they're pitching or hitting or something like that. But there's all these stats that they've been ignoring that make these players way more valuable than everyone else thinks they are. And they could build an amazing team with a small budget. So this movie combines the two things I love, baseball and baseball statistics, and it combines them into this movie. But this is a movie anyone could love. I show this movie to my wife. She does not care about those two things I listed. And she loved this movie because it's just a great movie, because it's just a classic sports underdog movie. They've got the least amount of money and they're going to make a great team with it. And this movie is just amazing whether you like baseball or not. It's also really funny. It stars Brad Pitt. He's great in the movie. It's also got Jonah Hill, Philip Seymour Hoffman. It's got a good group in this movie. Have you seen this movie also? I forgot to ask.
Yes. Yeah, it's been a while, but yes.
Okay. The best quote of this movie, I don't know if you remember it, but I'm going to read it off. So it's when all the scouts are together talking about who they should draft that year out of like the amateur players. And one of them is talking about a player he doesn't like. And he says the reason he doesn't like the player is because he has an ugly girlfriend. and the exact quote is, "Ugly girlfriend means no confidence." And that's why he doesn't like the player. So it really shows how all these teams have their own dumb way of judging who's good and bad, and that the movie is about cutting through all of that and just looking at the numbers. Who cares if his girlfriend is ugly? He's a good player. But in their minds, he has no confidence because he couldn't get a good-looking girlfriend. So he doesn't have any confidence, so he won't be a good player. This movie is great. If you love baseball, you've probably already seen this movie. If you don't love baseball, you should see this movie because it's great. What did you think when you watched it? Maybe I doubt you feel as highly as me, but maybe you do. I don't know.
No, I don't. I don't think it would be. I enjoyed it a lot. I remember Jonah Hill was the highlight of the movie for me. I really enjoyed his performance in that, but I don't remember much. It has been a long time since I've seen this movie, so the people should go on your word.
Okay, number 38 for me is Napoleon Dynamite. Just a good comedy. Like I said earlier, if it makes me laugh, it's a good comedy. This is a movie it's impossible to give a plot synopsis because there's not a plot.
There is no plot.
There is literally not a plot. If you look at like the description of the movie on like the DVD, like the back cover, it's describing like the last 20 minutes of the movie because there's no plot. So they just kind of picked apart at the end and they're like, I guess this is what the movie's about. It's just a guy and his friends and family, and they're all weird and hilarious. And this is a very famous comedy, so you've probably seen it. If you haven't seen it, it's hilarious. It's a very iconic movie also. It's one of those that has a lot of quotes. I knew every quote from this movie before I ever even saw it. It's one of those kind of movies. It is
incredibly quotable. Incredibly quotable.
Yes.
And very fun.
Yes, so good. So that one is number 38 for me. Number 37 is Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. It's the fourth one. This movie is just great. I love Mission Impossible. It's one of my favorite movie franchises of all time. And this is one of the best of the series. The highlight is also the most famous part of the movie, which is the Burj Khalifa, tallest building in the world. And he really climbed on it as part of the movie when they were filming. That's the best part of the movie. All that whole action scene and set piece. The Mission Impossible movies are simple. If you get good action and you get a good narrative with lots of twists and turns, it's a great movie. And they nail it basically every time. We're not going to talk about the last one, but this one absolutely crushes it. You've seen this one, right? No?
Oh, I've not seen it. I'm sorry.
Which ones have you seen?
1, 3, 5, and then 6, 7, and 8.
Okay.
So I've not seen 2 and 4.
Okay, you can skip 2. But you got to see this one. Especially if you watched the last one. You got to see this one. You got to go watch one of the best ones. This movie is so good. If you've seen the Mission Impossible movies, you know this is one of the highlights. If you have not seen this movie, you're wrong.
I'm a fake fan.
Fake fan.
Sorry. I'm sorry,
okay.
Tom Cruise.
Next up, number 36 is The Iron Claw. This one is based on a true story. It's about a wrestling family. I watched this movie and I did not know anything about the history of it or the background or what was going to happen. So a lot of it caught me off guard and it was outstanding. It was such a good movie. It's another one where it's really sad. It's like crushing, but there's heart in it also. It's not just sad. There's hope. Especially in the end. This is the best Zac Efron has ever been in a movie. He's so good in this movie. He looks very strange also. But he's so good in this movie. In this movie, I hated the parents. The actor and actress who play their mom and dad did an amazing job. I hated them. And then knowing that they're real people made it even worse. And when you look into the background of this movie and find out the things that weren't included, is even crazier. This movie is outstanding. This movie is so good. I don't like wrestling at all, but this movie is so good. I mean, the wrestling is just part of it. Most of it's just about the family and the things they go through, but it's so good. Like I said earlier, I don't look for sad movies, but if a movie is sad in an effective way, this one nails that so well.
Yeah,
and
makes sense.
This is an outstanding movie. Would be The Iron Claw, number 36.
Awesome.
Number 35 is La La Land, our second musical of the list. You've seen this one before, I think. I have 2, maybe 3 musicals on this list, depends on your definition. This is the modern classic, I guess you could say. This one, as opposed to Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, I don't really like the music in this movie. Personally, I don't think it's bad, but it's probably the worst part of the movie, which is interesting because it's a musical. But everything else about this movie, like the choreography in the songs is amazing. The songs
Mm-hmm.
themselves are whatever. It's the story and those like two main characters that really make this movie. And the colors of the movie, the way it's shot, the way it looks is outstanding. The final like scene of the movie in the bar. Oh, Damien Chazelle, the director of this movie, he knows how to make an ending. It's he's so good at it. His movies, the endings are amazing. What do you think of this one? Since this is one that you've seen, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, this is one like 50% of my YouTube shorts that always pop up are like behind the scenes for different movies and shows. And like all of them lately have been about La La Land. It's like the cinematography of like how they would do the shots and all that kind of stuff. So it's really cool. So yeah, it's a good movie. It's one of those you don't it's not a feel good movie, but it is a neat. How old am I? It is a really cool movie. But yeah, I'm with you. The music itself is not like the highlight. The vocal music, whenever it's him doing like the piano and stuff, is pretty cool.
Oh, so good. I remember. I think this one came out the same year as Greatest Showman, and people were like,
Yeah,
"This one has way better music than The Greatest Showman." And I'm like, "This is a better movie, but The Greatest Showman has way better music in
yeah.
my opinion." But like,
It's
this
the
is a
same
better
guys who wrote
movie.
the songs, right?
I don't know. Maybe
Maybe not.
you're the one
Maybe
who's been
not.
getting all the behind the scenes stuff. You might know more than me.
I'll delve
But
deeper.
yeah, let me know. Yeah, that would be number 35 for me. Number 34, the return of another director we've talked about before, James Mangold. We have Ford versus Ferrari, Ford v Ferrari. It's just a good racing movie. You've seen this one. You've seen this one, right? No? I this is about to end right now. Oh
I
my
know.
goodness.
Um,
Okay.
you need to just do this solo. All right, that's what
Uh,
this is.
this
I'm an embarrassing leech on this channel.
You
All
are.
right, that's what.
You are one
Mhm.
video in, and you are.
Don't affirm me. Don't affirm
this
me.
this movie is outstanding. It's a racing movie, but it's also most of the movie is not racing. You'll get a racing movie where like most of the movie is them on the track driving. This movie it's
Yep.
like a couple times. It's mainly about it stars Matt Damon and Christian Bale. Christian Bale's the driver. Matt Damon's kind of like the team lead who like builds the car and does all that sort of stuff. And it's the two of them working for the Ford Motor Company to get into I think the Le Mans was the race. It's a 24-hour race and they want to win because Ford is tired of getting humiliated by all of these foreign car companies. And they're like, we want a winner. Ford is going to put everything in and we're going to win. And so the movie is about them kind of dealing with Ford trying to interfere with everything that they do and keep them out of it, and also build the best car and win the race. It's a great racing movie. I won't say too much more, especially since you haven't seen it, but you should see it. It's a very good movie. Ford v Ferrari, James Mangold. He was on a heater there for a minute. We're going to ignore Indiana Jones and the garbage of garbage, but this one,
So bad. So bad. I
he
didn't know Crystal Skull was going to be the second to worst one, but it was.
But to anyone who watches that movie and thinks he can't direct, you're wrong. He has two bangers, and we've talked about them. At number 33 is Wind River. This one is from 2017. It's directed by Taylor Sheridan, the guy who did like Yellowstone and like all those shows.
Okay.
1912, I don't know, what 1887, whatever. This was a movie he made before he did all those shows. It stars Jeremy Renner. He is like a wild game hunter, basically keeping mountain lions and stuff away from people's farm animals. And he's out in the woods hunting a mountain lion, and he comes across a dead body out in the
Mm.
snow in the mountains. And so he ends up contacting the authorities. The FBI sends someone out, which is played by Elizabeth Olsen. Basically, the two of them trying to track down the killer, see what happened. It's a great movie. So most of the movie is on like a Native American reservation. Jeremy Renner has connections to them. His wife grew up there, and so a lot of the movie kind of revolves around that sort of thing. It's them going through the snow trying to track down who killed this girl. This movie is amazing. It's a very different kind of murder mystery. I mean, it's not a murder mystery. It's a very different. It's more of a thriller. There's two different scenes in this movie that are just so devastating, and it's one of those movies where you get to the end and you're just watching the credits silently. Just like it's one of those kind. Jeremy Renner's great in the movie. Elizabeth Olsen's great in the movie. It has a great atmosphere also. I know I talked about Nightcrawler with the atmosphere of like LA. This one has a great atmosphere. I think it's set in Wyoming. And it's just the snow and the wilderness and deserted. And you're like, where did this girl even come from? We're in the middle of nowhere. And so it's got a great setting. It's shot beautifully. The writing is amazing. And it really does a good job of showing just like the devastation of when someone's found and how everyone has to deal with that. So Wind River for me is number 33. Number 32 is 1917. This movie, I think it's most famous for like the one shot, how the whole movie looks like there's no cuts. It's just kind of the camera follows them the whole movie. I think that's the most famous part of the movie. I also think the movie is better for it. I don't think it's a gimmick. I don't think it's something just to get publicity. I think without that, the movie would be worse. You're really in it with them. I think it makes the tension higher when they're like in the middle of a fight trying to go through a building and you're just getting the same perspective as them. You feel like you've gone on this journey when the movie ends. You feel like you've been on a trip because you were following them the whole time, one shot. This movie also at the end, the scene of him running across the battlefield is one of the best shots ever.
Yeah.
One of the best shots ever. So this one is such a good movie. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, it is incredible. We saw this in an ice-cold theater whenever it came out. Yeah, like the whole build-up to the end of him having to cross the battlefield and the scene where the soldier is singing and everyone's just standing around listening. It's so good. Yeah, It's incredible.
I would highly recommend watching it to anyone. It's shot beautifully. The way it works with the camera, how it never cuts, it does some really interesting things. Like the scene when they're in that village that's burning. Just stuff like that. This movie, it looks gorgeous. No matter how many movies I see, I don't see this one ever getting knocked off my top 50. I might watch it again and it'll go up, honestly. Because I've seen it a few times and I think another watch might make it go even higher. So that's number 32 for me. Number 31, A Few Good Men, starring Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson and Demi Moore. I love a good courtroom drama, and this is basically the best one ever. This one has one of the most famous quotes of all time. You can't handle the truth. It's from this movie. That scene is absolutely amazing. And just the build up throughout the whole movie, you finally reach that moment. This movie, it follows Tom Cruise. He's like a military lawyer. He's investigating. There's two soldiers who are accused of murdering one of their fellow soldiers. And so he's defending the two of them. And he's kind of investigating what happened, why this other soldier ended up dead, and the background of that. It's one of those kind of movies you can't really talk about too much without getting into the spoilers and saying too much about the movie. Tom Cruise is really good in this movie. Jack Nicholson's amazing in this movie. Demi Moore is good in this movie. It's a great cast. They do great with it. And I love this kind of movie. So it really only had to be okay for me to love it. And it's even better than okay, in my opinion.
Tom Cruise's performance, because you're used to seeing him as the big action guy and all this stuff, and really he has a very like subtle performance throughout, and you kind of see him grow into his character as it goes,
and kind of the heart behind his character, the reason he does what he's doing. As they kind of reveal that, you see why he's kind of reluctant to do his job. Throughout the movie, they start to show the reasoning behind that, and it's so good. Number 30 for me. Number 30 is Memento, directed by Christopher Nolan. This movie is about a guy who someone had broken into his home at night, killed his wife, and almost killed him. He ended up with brain damage, where basically his memory resets every 5 minutes. And so his last full memories are leading up to right whenever his wife died, and he remembers her dying. And then from that moment on, the rest of his life, his memory is resetting every 5 minutes. And so he goes around and he's trying to investigate his wife's murder with no memory. So what he does, he tattoos his body to remind him of things. he'll take pictures with one of those instant printing
Yeah.
cameras, and he'll like write notes. And so he does all these things to try and remember the facts and try and remember what he's doing. But the movie follows as he's trying to catch the killer. But the way the movie works, the movie plays kind of in reverse. So the very first scene of the movie is the end. Like if you put it in chronological order, the first thing
Mhm.
you watch is the end of the movie. And
Oh
then
wow.
it goes backwards. And so what it effectively does, you're almost in the same spot as the character because you have no idea what's happening. You're just dropped in, and you're like, "This is what's happening." So you're almost in the same place where with him resetting and not knowing what's going on. You don't know what's going on throughout the whole movie. And so you know how it ends, but you're like, why? How? And what does that even mean? And then the ending doesn't even make sense. And then you
Mm.
finally get to the very end, and the last scene of the movie makes the entire movie click into place. And so like the effect this movie has is outstanding. If you watch this movie in order, it would be like 5 times worse. But the way that they arranged it in their editing is what makes this movie amazing, especially because you experience the same effect as the character. So
Mm.
it's
This
so
is one
good.
of the only. This is one of the only Christopher Nolan movies I haven't seen.
This is by far the one you've got to lock in to watch this movie. Like if you're half asleep, do not start this movie. If you're half paying attention, do not start this movie. I pride myself as paying pretty good attention to movies. I'm locked in, I'm listening, I'm catching the cues. This is one I got to the end and I was like, I feel like I need to look up what happened.
Need
Like
someone to explain this to me.
almost. I didn't have to, but it's almost to that point. But
Yeah.
if you like movies like that, this is the movie for you. I think this is slight spoiler alert. This is not my highest Christopher Nolan movie. I think this is the most interesting Christopher Nolan movie. I think
Mm.
this one is so cool. And the more I think about it, the more I like it. I'd say earlier this year, this movie was lower on my list. But just thinking about the movie and remembering it, and this movie is so good. In a year, it might be even higher. I would say it's his best direction as a director, because of how he put it all together. Is Memento. So good. At number 29 is
29.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Second one.
Oh.
I love the first. We might get to that soon. But the second one, I think, is a very worthy follow-up. I love the story. I do think this one is visually the best looking movie I've ever seen. It takes what's really good in the first one and makes it even better. Just all the different visual styles, the way the framing of certain scenes, the shots and the action, and at the times when it's slow, and just everything. The art direction in this movie is outstanding. It is the best looking movie I've ever seen. I rewatched it earlier this year, and I remembered liking it a little bit more than I did the second time, but I still think it's amazing. The main thing for me is the last like 20 to 30 minutes of the movie. I'm not as big of a fan of as the beginning. The first 15 minutes when I was rewatching it, I was like, "Oh, this movie might be better than I remember." The first
Mm.
act or the first section of the movie where like it's Gwen and then the other two come in and try and save her. I was really hyped up. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a great movie. And then it lost a little bit at the end, but I think also the fact that it's kind of a part one of two could be
Yeah.
saved by part two whenever it comes out. But I love this movie. I love the story, the characters, the humor continues to be great. The story, I mean, it's part two of a series. It's Miles. He's still kind of struggling to balance Spider-Man and a family who doesn't know his identity, and he's trying to study quantum physics so he can make a portal to go see all of his friends. And then he ends up getting stuck in another mission. So there's not really as much of a plot you can really talk about with this one without getting really into spoilers, just because it's part of a series. But I
Yeah.
think it's a great movie and a really good follow-up to the first one. Your
Right on.
thoughts?
Right on. I've seen it once. I've seen it once, and I really liked it. The first one we saw in theaters. How many times? I think we went 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, a lot.
And watched it in theaters, and like the soundtrack was wow and all this stuff. This one was still really good, and I did like it. But yeah, I legitimately, except for the end, I don't remember anything else about it because I was like, well, I'll rewatch it once part 3 comes out so that I can kind of
Mm-hmm.
Because, like you said, I think it does suffer a little bit just from you're sitting there waiting for the next part, and then there's nothing there yet, and so it
Yeah.
kind of stinks, but it doesn't stop it from being, like you said, like an incredible movie.
Yeah. If you rewatch it, pay attention to how the movie looks. That was what really stuck out to me my second time watching. Like I remember thinking like, oh, this is a really like good looking animated movie. But rewatching it,
Yeah.
I was blown away by how good it was. That surprised me very much
Mhm.
on the second rewatch. So also watching it back to back with the first one, because I watched them the day after the other, that's when I was like, okay, yeah, this one's not as good. So, spoiler alert for later in the list, but it's still a very good movie. So that
I was gonna
one,
say it's still solid movie if it makes the top 50.
I mean, yeah, top is number 29. I still think this movie is amazing. We haven't reached a perfect tier yet. We're still in movies that can have a few flaws, but that doesn't mean I don't love them. So
Yeah.
this is number 29 for me. Number 28 is going to start a streak. 4 of my next 5 movies are comedies. So just a heads
Okay.
up. Number
I'm ready.
28 for me is the Lego Batman movie. So this movie, it takes what was really funny and great about the Lego movie, and I think just makes it even better. It's a great Batman movie, just in general. In the movie, it's about Batman who's a loner. He pushes everyone away, even people who try to get close to him. He doesn't want to have any friends, any family. And then one night at like a Gotham City gala, he accidentally adopts a son, and then he's kind of stuck with him. And then it's the two of them fighting Joker while he tries to take over the city. The movie is really funny, like really, really funny. Will Arnett as Batman is one of the best Batmen ever. I
Hmm.
mean, he's not as good as Kevin Conroy, amazing voice, but I think he's easily the second best voice actor for Batman. The movie is hilarious, almost like a weird romance, like a rom-com at times. And
With
the
Joker.
he just wants a relationship. We want to be you want to be villains. My main villain. He's like, I don't have an arch enemy. This is one also where I feel like the end is kind of the weakest part. Once it gets to the Phantom Zone stuff, it's not as great as the first part of the movie. But even that, it's a very short portion, so like it does not ruin anything. I think this is one of the funniest movies I've seen. Like I laugh at this movie every time I watch it. So this is one I love. What about you? You've seen this one.
I have seen this one. Yeah, I thought all the Lego movies were really good. All of them are really well done. They have a really specific brand of humor, and I feel like they perfected it in this one. Even though this was only the second like Lego movie they did, right?
Yeah, I think it was the first one, this one, and then part two, and
Part
then
two.
Lego Ninjago, I think was fourth.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. This one, they're on brand for it, and like, there's a ton of stuff that tries to like do parodies of superhero movies and parodies of different tropes, and then this one was just a parody of itself. Like, it's just all these Batman stuff and recreate all these scenes from like Batman versus Superman and all that stuff. So good, so
Yeah.
good. Yeah, it's hilarious. I love this one.
This one is definitely better if you're familiar with superhero movies.
Oh yeah,
This that
yeah.
makes the movie a lot better.
Hmm.
There are other superhero movies on this list you could just watch on your own. This one is genuinely, if you grew up watching superhero movies, you'll appreciate a lot more of the jokes or
Yeah.
inside references or whatever for this one. So that one is number 28 for me. Number 27 for me,
27.
Rustler's Rhapsody. This movie is
Vintage
hilarious.
classic.
This movie is so good. My favorite spoof movie of all time, by far. I love this movie. It's basically a singing cowboy is convinced to help save a town from like an evil rancher. That's kind of the pitch of the movie. It's one of those spoof movies where the main character is self-aware of the kind of movie he's in, and he can predict things that are going to happen because he's been in so many of these situations. So he's like predicting the storyline of the movie, but at the same time the movie does the things he's predicting, and it's hilarious. Like the jokes in this movie are amazing. I have not seen a ton of westerns. It's not like the movie genre we grew up watching all the time,
Yeah.
but even the few I've seen, you can still tell how this movie is doing a good job of spoofing them and making
Yeah.
fun of them. I've watched this movie multiple times, and I think I laughed just as much the second time I watched it as the first time. Like the jokes do not get old or stale. It's not like one of those spoof movies that you're kind of surprised of, like, oh, that was funny, and then you watch it again, and it's like, oh, that was stupid. Never mind. No, this one is great. The best part of this movie is Andy Griffith, by far. He's
I
the
was
best
gonna
character in
say
the
that.
movie.
Yeah,
He is the best
he's
part of the movie.
easily.
I know we've seen this one together. What are your thoughts on this movie?
I think every time, or at least every time I've seen it, I've watched it with you. I was gonna say the Andy Griffith bit. He's so funny. He's so, because you don't see him as like the villain and much stuff. At least nothing I've seen.
Yeah.
And so him coming in to do this is really funny. Is really funny. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing like deeper to this movie. There's no like whatever
No.
overall message. It's a comedy. It's a comedy.
Yep. So like I said before, comedies for me, it's just how much do I laugh. That's
Yep.
really it. And this movie makes me laugh so much. Yeah, Andy Griffith as the villain of the movie is the best part. It's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be number 27 for me. Number 26 kind of breaks up the comedy streak, though it's got some humor in it, but it kind of breaks it up. Number 26 for me is The Prince of Egypt. I've rewatched this movie, and it's so good. It's so good. The music in it is amazing. The story, if you don't know, it's the story of Moses and the Israelites leaving Egypt. It's following that. But the story, they do a good job of not being blasphemous or really changing crazy things. They follow it close enough where it's not disrespectful. At the same time, it's a musical, and the songs are amazing in this movie. The animation's amazing in this movie. And it's an iconic story, and the movie does it justice. So I love this movie. Every time I watch it, I think I like it more than the last time. It's like I remember watching this movie when I was younger, and whatever. I watched it again in college. I was like, this is really good. And I've watched it again since I graduated. This movie is really good. So who knows next time I see it? Who knows next time? Have you seen this one? What are your thoughts on this?
Any recently? No, I haven't. It's probably been, I don't know how long it's been. It has been seriously super long. It's really well done. Like there's a ton of there was a few years. Obviously, this was made way before. Like there was that really big trend of like Bible movies and stuff that they did, and like a bunch of them were just like, what even is this? Like, what was the one with Christian Bale? What was that one?
Exodus, I think.
I
think it was like basically the same story from the Bible. They just
it was trying to cover the same narrative, but it was doing it was just terrible. But like this one, like whenever you watch it, obviously there's stuff that whatever is contributed, but like it's a movie. It's they're adding stuff to it, and so it's it's really solid.
Yeah. And the fact that this is from the same studio that made Shrek and Madagascar and Megamind also made this movie, I think is really funny. So this one,
I think this and Shrek came out the same year.
I think this, if I remember right, this was their first or second movie. It was this or Ants, and then they made Shrek right after it. So yeah. So number 26, like right in the middle of the list, would be Prince of Egypt for me. Number 25, we're getting back on the comedy train. Number 25 is Hot Rod. Love this movie. So I remember the first time watching this movie, I started watching it on my own in the basement of our house, and I got about 2 minutes in, and I was like, Elijah needs to see this movie. So I stopped it, I restarted, I went and got you, and then we both watched it together. And
good.
We thought it was hilarious. We shared it with some more people. They thought it was hilarious. Shared it with more people. They thought it was hilarious. I think because of you and I, 40 people at least have watched this movie who probably would have never watched it besides that. So
you're welcome, Andy Samberg.
You're welcome, Andy Samberg.
We did this for you.
This one, it's comedy. An amateur stunt man who's trying to raise enough money to save his stepdad for life-saving surgery. So it stars Andy Samberg. He's just trying to do all these crazy weird stunts to save his stepdad's life, who he hates. So this one is so funny. For me, the funniest part is when they're going through the town close to the end. It becomes like a music video, and then everyone starts destroying the town. So that's my favorite part of the movie, but there's so many amazing, hilarious scenes in this movie. I mean, him going up to the mountain to do his crazy flips and jumps and stuff, and then falling off. Basically every stunt he does in the whole movie is hilarious. The whole last 20 minutes with the AM radio announcer, all that stuff. This movie is full of jokes, and it is so funny. So this one is number 25 for me.
Number 25. It's in the upper half of the list. Upper half of the list. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. I still have mixed thoughts about it to this day. But the night I proposed to my wife, we came back because we were staying at your place.
Mm-hmm.
We came back, and then you're like, "Oh, congratulations! Y'all want to watch Hot Rod?" And then we watched Hot Rod like 2 hours after I proposed. A perfect day, right?
Honestly, yeah, the highlight of the day.
No.
Number 24.
24.
Number 24. Teen Titans Go to the Movies.
Is this your last almost musical?
Yes. This movie is kind of a musical, which I think makes it even better. This is another superhero movie. The main story is basically Robin. He's tired of being in the shadow of Batman and the Justice League. So he tries to go out and make his own arch enemy so that he could be famous and people love him. And the movie is hilarious. I've seen a little bit of the Teen Titans Go TV show that this is based on. It's not as funny as this movie. It's okay, but this movie, I don't know what it is. That when I watched this in the movie theater for the first time, I don't know if I've ever laughed more in a movie theater than when I watched this movie.
You and all the 7-year-olds who went to go see it.
This movie is age appropriate for everyone. This movie is hilarious. This movie is amazing. I love this movie. I think this is one of probably the least popular picks on this list. If someone went and just watched all of them, I think it's funny and it's my list, and so it's number 24 for me.
It is your list. It is your list.
It is my list. It's mine.
That's right.
And I think it's funny. It's another one like Lego Batman, where if you've seen a lot of superhero movies, it makes the movie better. It's actually.
I almost brought this one up for Lego Batman, but then I was like, nah, he's got this somewhere on his list. He's got this somewhere.
In fact, this is one I don't think you should watch if you haven't seen other superhero movies. You would actually probably hate yourself if you watched this without watching other superhero movies, because you would be so confused for pretty much most of the movie.
Yeah.
But I think it's hilarious. So
I've seen tons of other superhero movies, and I still hated myself watching this.
We have a hater in the house. This guy. He's a hater. He doesn't get it. He's not on the good vibes train like this movie should have. Teen Titans Go, number 24. You can't stop me. It might go higher. You never know.
It's
okay. Number 23. We're done with the comedies. We're done. We're going to the action. We're going to the action movies.
Okay.
I did not purposely lump these movies together. Number 23. John Wick Chapter 4.
Ooh.
Yeah. No, we're getting into the real good movies now. This movie it's the fourth, obviously, John Wick movie. This one's following his attempted killing in the third movie when he's left for dead. And obviously he's not dead because he's in this movie. And it's him getting his revenge on everyone who's wronged him. That's the movie. I think 95% of this movie is fight scenes and action. And it's the best possible version of that. The last hour of this movie, one of the best hours in a movie theater I've ever seen. It's just him fighting his way across Paris. And each time he gets further into the city, it's like a new fight scene.
Yeah.
And then he fights a new group of people. Like there's the one in the huge roundabout, the Arc de Triomphe, whatever it's called. And there's yes. Then like there's like cars going past, and they're like using the cars for cover while they're driving. And then there's the scene where it's like the top down, and he has the flaming shotgun shooting people in the house. There's a scene of him going up the endless staircase where he just keeps fighting and going up the steps. It's just
getting pushed down.
The movie literally just keeps escalating. Just like him, he keeps going up the steps and it keeps getting crazier. That's this movie. Best pure action movie I've ever seen. I think this is the perfect conclusion to the John Wick movies also. I've heard rumors they might make a fifth one. No. What would it be? No. This is the perfect ending.
The dog is coming back.
And I mean the spinoff they made after this was good. I liked it.
Yeah,
it was a very, very worthy addition. But this is the perfect ending. I don't know. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought the John Wick movies, maybe with the exception of 2, got better with each one. Like, stepped up the game. But even 2, Like 2 is more of a story thing for me. Like the story wasn't as good, but like the action in 2 was 10 times better than the action in 1. This one was great. I would probably put 3 and 4 neck and neck. Depends on the day for which one pulls ahead. But this one, is it Kane? Is that his name? The blind fighter?
Yes, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked him in this one. He was like a fun tag along and stuff like that. I feel like this one had a lot better side characters than any of the other ones did. I felt like it just had the best of everything packed into one. So yeah, I'd probably give it to 4.
Yeah. If I had an honorable mentions list, which this list is so long it doesn't need one, John Wick 3 would be on that list. So
yeah.
Yes. Number 22 for me is Mission Impossible Fallout. So you have seen this one because you said you've seen all the other ones. So
yes. We saw this one for the first time in theaters together.
Yes, we saw this one together. Yes. This one is my favorite Mission Impossible movie. And the movie is about they fail a mission and lose a batch of plutonium, and it falls into terrorist hands. And so they have to track it back down and recover it before the terrorists can make a bomb out of it and blow everybody up. There's a lot of things that make this the best one. A big one is Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
Amazing.
Henry Cavill.
Yes, best side character, supporting character in the whole franchise. I wish he had been in more of these movies, but he's amazing in this one. The 3-way fight with Henry Cavill, Tom Cruise, and the other guy in that bathroom where they're like all kind of fighting each other, that none of them are on the same team, is the best action scene in the series. It's the best fighting scene. I think the best stunt action scene is still from Ghost Protocol with the Burj Khalifa, but this is the best fighting scene, and it's amazing. This movie, the story is great. It's the best combination of great story with great characters, tension, the music, just everything about this movie is like style. This movie has great style. So this is my number 22. You've seen pretty much all the Mission Impossible movies.
I have seen.
Do you think this is the best one? I do.
So, what do you think? This is my favorite. Okay. This is easily my favorite. I think it trumps all the other. It's even, like, I'm glad that they still made 7 and wrapped up the series. I think this also could have been a really good finale to the series. Yeah. Because it really does. I think, well, I mean, obviously you think this is where it peaked. I agree. I think it's also this was the top tier. Yeah, I really like it. Henry Cavill. I like him in basically everything, but this is one of my favorite of his performances. He seems to be really enjoying it and having fun too. And so that, you can always tell whenever an actor is really invested in a role, and he was like, yeah, I'm going for it. And so it's cool.
I'm not sad that they made more after this. I'm sad that the ones after this dropped the ball. Mainly the very last one. I was
going to say 7. 7 didn't really drop the ball.
Dead Reckoning Part 1.
It wasn't as good as 6 or 5 or 4 or 3. I didn't see 4. But it wasn't bad. It was definitely better than 1.
But this is the highlight. Also, shout out the trailer for this movie. One of the best movie trailers of all time. If you haven't seen it, go and rewatch it right now. One of the best movie trailers ever.
Yeah, I got in a random conversation with someone a couple months ago, and for some reason it came around to best movie trailers ever. I pulled this one up and I showed it to him. I was like, this is how you do a good movie trailer.
Yes.
So, does it spoil most of the movie? Yeah, but it's a really good trailer.
And one more movie that we'll get to in a minute has my favorite trailer of all time. But
okay, I'll wait.
You'll see. It's coming up in a few picks. Number 21 for me is Jojo Rabbit. This is a movie about a young German boy in World War II who is obsessed with Hitler and the Nazis. He thinks they are the greatest ever. He loves them. He worships them. He does everything he can to help them. And then as the war goes on, he slowly starts to realize they're not as great as he thinks he is. And he sees the way that like their actions are affecting the people around him. And this movie is the best thing Taika Waititi has ever done. It makes me confused that he's made movies as bad as Thor: Love and Thunder when he made a movie like this. I'm very confused how that happened, because this movie is one of the best on the entire list of blending drama, emotion, and comedy within a few minutes of each other. You'll have a really sad scene, and it's sad, and it really is emotional. And a few minutes later, something funny that happens, and it's actually funny. and it doesn't ruin what happened a few minutes before that. It's one of the best examples of a perfect tone in a movie. And I love the story, the characters. It's really funny, but it also mixes in those few moments of, oh my goodness, I was not expecting that. Really dark stuff. This was one of the bangers of summer 2020, truly.
2020 summer.
Oh. We saw this together for the first time. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it uses comedy in the way, if you want to tell a really dark, horrible story, which this is, then frame it through a comedy lens. He was hot off of Thor Ragnarok. I think that kind of got him the clout that made people willing to watch this movie, because it's kind of a hard sell whenever you just look at the concept, like, oh yeah, a boy whose best friend is an imaginary Adolf Hitler, and then just plays through the whole thing. But yeah, it is the story's really well done. The drama is on point, but yeah, you'll also be laughing the entire time. So
surprisingly heartwarming, despite how extremely dark it is.
Yep.
All right, top 20 time. Top 20.
I'm getting ready.
All right, number 20.
Go.
Edge of Tomorrow. This is a movie starring Tom Cruise, set in a futuristic world where aliens have invaded Earth, and all the countries of the world have banded together to try and defeat them. They've designed like this special like mechanized suits to fight back, and they're trying to defeat the aliens, but they keep losing every battle. So they're planning this huge counterattack. On the eve of the fight, a cowardly general is sent to the front lines to help. And he gets there, he fights the battle, and dies within about 2 minutes. Then after he dies, he wakes up again that same morning. And he's like, what is happening? It's a Groundhog Day situation, if you know Groundhog Day. Every time he dies, he keeps resetting the same day. So every day he's living, he's just fighting the same battle over and over and over again. And so he starts trying to use that power to defeat the aliens. This movie, I think, is an amazing blend of sci-fi and the Groundhog Day concept, because that a lot of movies use that. But I think this is the best one. This is better than Groundhog Day itself and all the other ones that try to do the same thing. The action is amazing. It delivers on the premise of just like being a cool fighting action sci-fi Groundhog Day movie. Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt are both on their A game in this movie. Both awesome action stars. And they have a surprisingly good romance that's also not overwhelming on the movie.
Yeah,
it's subtle, but it's still a part of the movie. And I like that that's how they applied it in here. And then I also like the fact that it doesn't get stale or repetitive, which is kind of funny with the premise of how he's repeating the same thing over and over again. It doesn't feel like that when you're watching it. There's always something new happening. There's always a new development. There's always an advancement they're making or whatever else it is. The movie keeps escalating the tension, and it keeps unlocking new ways that he's using his powers. So this one of the best action sci-fi movies of all time. Actually, if I look at my list, I think this is the best action sci-fi movie of all time, in my opinion. Yeah, that's the number 20 for me. What are your thoughts on this one?
You've got a lot of Tom Cruise movies on your list.
I do. He's one of my favorite actors. Not really on purpose. I think he's a good actor, but yeah, he's got a lot of movies I like.
And some good movies. Yeah, this one's good. The alien design is one of the coolest parts because it's so unique and it's so cool. And you're right. I've watched a bunch of the other repeat the day over and over again type movies. There is an element, if you watch one of those too much, it's like, all right, it's getting old. Like they're not doing this thing. This one does keep it fresh every time. It's really well done. It ends great too. So people always talk about a sequel. I'm like, I don't even think you need one. It stands alone great. It really is. It's a really good movie.
If the sequel was as good as this, I wouldn't be opposed to it. But this movie does not need a sequel.
No,
what would it be? That's a very strange opinion. I agree. I don't understand why people are looking for one. This movie stands on its own. It's amazing. Number 19 for me is Gladiator. So this movie stars Russell Crowe. He's a Roman general who's seeking revenge against the emperor for, spoiler alert, killing his family. I think most people know this movie, so just gonna.
Well, that's also like the first 20 minutes.
It's also it's at the beginning. So, but yeah, he's seeking revenge on the emperor for murdering his family. This is the best revenge movie. I think this movie is amazing. It blends the anger that he has, while also it is humorous at times, and also great action. One of the best villains ever, Joaquin Phoenix, is insanely good in this movie. I would say top 3 or 5 villains of all time. Maybe we'll make a top villains of all time list at some point. Spoiler alert, he will be on it because he is amazing in this movie. I think he's the best character in the movie. I think Maximus is good. I don't know. Joaquin Phoenix as the Emperor stands out so much in this movie. He's creepy. He's weird. You want him to die so bad. Which is like, you want that in a revenge movie. If you don't really care if they die or not, who cares about the revenge movie? This movie gets it right. This is a very iconic movie, a very well-known movie. I'm sure this is one of the most watched movies on my list in general. I love this one. It's number 19 for me. What are your thoughts?
Number 19. I think if I was making a top 50 movies, this would be probably top 5 for me.
Okay.
This would be in my top 5. I love Gladiator. It's one of my favorite movies. So
yeah.
I can watch it anytime. It's great. The action's really well done. The story is great. There's not a weak performance. There's no gaps in the armor. If you're just looking for like, all right, this is a perfect movie. I think this is a perfect movie. I think it's really well done.
Yeah.
And music.
Oh, Hans Zimmer. Another Hans Zimmer banger. There will be more on this list. There are more Hans Zimmer amazing soundtracks, but this is one of his best ones.
There's more Hans Zimmer appearances on this list than Tom Cruise.
Yes, if you were talking about who's in the most of my movies, either in front of the camera or behind the camera, it's Hans Zimmer, for sure. So that's number 19 for me. Number 18, let's get another Hans Zimmer banger out there.
Bring it.
Dune Part 1. I love this movie. This is the one I was talking about a second ago where I said favorite movie trailer of all time. I think it would be this one. I'm pretty sure it'd be this one. I knew nothing about Dune when I watched this movie. I watched the trailer. I've never read the books. I mean, I kind of barely knew the premise. But the trailer was so good. Went and watched it. Blew me away. This movie, especially in the theater. This one, if you don't see it in the theater, it is worse. Unfortunately, it's not in the theaters anymore. But still, this movie, the soundtrack, the score, the visuals, and then you follow it up with an amazing story. So this one's a sci-fi, futuristic sci-fi, where the Emperor appoints the House Atreides family as the new governors or rulers or whatever of Arrakis, the desert world where they have the spice that they use to power all of their space travel. And so they're like, oh, okay, we're going here. So they end up replacing another family who used to rule the planet, and now they're in charge. And then they come to find out that being appointed there was pretty much a trap. And then they're fighting their way and dealing with the political craziness of it. It's hard to explain this movie without also explaining part 2. But this movie, the fact that it's a part 1 and it's so good on its own is a testament to how great the screenplay was in this movie and the directing. Denis Villeneuve, amazing director. The casting in this movie, I've never read the book, so I don't know how it compares to the book characters. But I think everyone in this movie is amazing. I love this movie. I love the style of this movie, the sound of the movie, the look of the movie, the story, everything. I love the movie. I've still never read the books. Maybe I will at some point. I know you have, so you can comment on that.
Yeah.
But the movie itself is so good that as a non-book reader, it's one of my favorites ever.
Agreed. This is one of the greatest moral dilemmas of our lifetime. Is Dune Part 1 or Part 2 better? I hedge daily, brother. This is a struggle because I love Part 2. I know it's got to be on your list somewhere, but like, man, Part 1 is so good.
So good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
You saying this and Gladiator back to back. It's 2 perfect movies in a row. And I would say Dune 2 is the same. You look at it, there's not a flaw. There's not like, oh, this 10 minutes, this part of the scene, this whatever. Whenever you watch this, it is world building. The world building done in the first 20, 30 minutes of this movie. You don't see that done as effectively in many other movies that are sci-fi and fantasy. Like, it feels so heavy-handed in a lot of those. Dune, it feels so natural. It goes so perfect. Yeah, I could talk about Dune forever. And one of these days we might. One of these days, because we talked about doing some Dune reviews before Part 3. And if Part 3 isn't perfect as well, I'm going to be so disappointed.
Yeah.
So disappointed.
Part 3 cannot ruin Part 1 and 2. but
No,
it could
no.
make me think regretfully about them. I don't know if that makes sense or not.
I get what you
I would
mean.
be like, it would feel sad almost remembering how good part 1 and part 2 are if part 3 does not live up. So,
But
we'll see.
there's no reason not to think it won't. There's no reason.
I mean,
So
I've never seen a bad Denis Villeneuve movie, and I've
there
seen
you go.
5 of them or 6. So, I think we'll be fine. All right. So, we're going from Dune to a movie I know you have not seen. Number 17 for me is Network. I love this movie so much. There's a news anchor, Howard Beale, who finds out he's about to be fired, and he's got like a week or 2 left before they're going to let him go. And so he goes on air that night and announces on live TV he's going to kill himself on live TV in a week. And so the network freaks out about it and is like, okay, you're done. And then they find out it was their biggest ratings hit ever. A ton of people watched it. And so they're like, okay, if you go back and apologize and say, you're not really going to do that, you can keep going for a little bit. So he goes back on, apologizes. He's like, sure, I won't do it. They let him keep being an anchor. And I'm pretty sure he has a mental breakdown in the movie because he becomes a crazy person and has all these wild conspiracies and all this stuff. But he becomes so popular that he's the number 1 show on the network. The movie actually revolves around one of the executives at the network who's running his show basically and just trying to deal with this guy who's kind of psycho. And so that's the movie. It just follows that going from there. And this movie has, I'm not exaggerating, my favorite dialogue in any movie I've ever seen.
Okay.
The best dialogue in any movie I've ever seen. This movie is packed full of the best monologues of all time. This movie won Best Writing at the Oscars, which it deserved. It won 3 Best Acting Awards, which it deserved. This movie was outstanding. It's one of those, when I finished it, I was like, this movie is amazing. And as I thought about it days after, I kept thinking even more highly of this movie. The dialogue, the screenplay, the writing is outstanding. The theme of the movie basically is the self-destructive nature of when you keep looking for more views, more popularity, more clicks, more ratings, how that's eventually going to destroy you. And that's what the movie's about. It's the network basically destroying itself because they don't know how to make the right decisions and they're manipulating and taking advantage of people. And it's so good. You should absolutely watch this movie. It has, I can think of like 3 distinct different monologues in this movie by 3 completely different characters. 4 different characters and 4 different monologues that are the best pieces of writing I've ever seen on TV. It's so good. This movie is outstanding. I love this movie. I've only seen it once. I want to see it again because I think it would be even higher. You might see it higher on this list if I ever do it again because I think this movie is so good, and I think the writing is excellent. The acting is excellent. It is amazing. You should watch this movie. I don't think this is a movie everyone would like. It's people talking. It's basically the movie, but it's so good. It's so good. I love this movie.
If they've ending, stuck around this far, they probably like people talking. So
also the ending of this movie is perfect. So that's number 17 for me. So number 16 on the list is The Dark Knight. Summary for the 2 people who have not seen it. This movie is a follow-up to Batman Begins. Batman has basically defeated the mob. They're in hiding. He's pretty much won. They're putting everybody in jail, and then Joker shows up and starts to wreck everything. This movie is widely considered the best Batman movie. I would agree.
But it's widely considered the best superhero movie.
I mean, I think it's the second best. I had to consult my list. I think it's the second best superhero movie of all time, but it is so good. I just want to list to you some iconic scenes in this movie, just to remind how good this movie is. Okay, here we go.
List them.
Here we go. Ready? The 2 boats.
You just made me think of the Lego Batman movie where Joker's like, what about the 2 boats? Anyway.
Joker, when he first shows up and meets the gangsters and he does the pencil disappearing trick,
Great magic
the
trick.
scene where they're trying to save Harvey and Rachel and they're at two different places and they have to pick who they save. The opening scene with the bank robbery, the dinner that Bruce Wayne has with Harvey and Rachel, the whole like you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. That whole scene, when he goes to Hong Kong to get that businessman who stole all the money, when
that's some Mission Impossible stuff right there.
Yeah.
Hong Kong,
it turns into Mission Impossible for like 20 minutes. Batman interrogating Joker in jail. Spoiler alert: Joker killing all of the prominent figures in Gotham, the mayor and the police commissioner. When he shoots Gordon at the funeral parade, Harvey, whenever that guy pulls a gun on him in court, and he takes it and beats up the guy. When Alfred's talking about some men just want to watch the world burn. The final scene when Batman takes the blame for everything that happens. I'm missing probably 50 scenes in this movie. When you rewatch it and you realize every single scene is just iconic, this movie absolutely lives up to the hype of being the best or second best superhero movie of all time. Anyway, what are your thoughts?
Listed every scene. I don't know if I can get, but
no, I mean, just think about all those scenes I talked about in this movie. Like, that's half of them. That's less than half of them, and all the other ones are just as good.
It's such a good movie. Ledger's Joker is always talked about as the hype, obviously, but yeah, like Harvey. For me, that's the story thread I enjoy the most of this movie, which is, obviously closely tied to the whole Joker and everything like that. His story arc in this one is great. This one, manages to give two fantastic villains. It's awesome. It's awesome.
But you know what's even better than this movie? At number 15. Number 15, though, is actually an insane pick for anyone who hasn't seen the movie. Number 15. Daddy's Home 2. Daddy's Home 2. This movie is amazing. If you haven't seen this movie, you don't know what you're missing. This movie is one of the most quotable movies of all time. Every line in this movie is just amazing. This one is maybe the most random pick on my list if you haven't seen it. Because the first movie is so dumb and generic and nothing. It's just whatever. And then they were like, let's make a sequel. And let's make it one of the funniest movies ever.
Let's make it one of the best holiday movies of all time.
Yes. This movie, for anyone who hasn't seen it, it's the same characters as the first movie. Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg. I said there was going to be another one. Here it is. It's another one where they star as kind of co-parents, sort of. They're both married to different people. But they their dads come to visit for the holidays. And chaos ensues. It's a Christmas movie. It's hilarious. Mel Gibson, John Lithgow, and John Cena were amazing additions to this series. So it's number 15 for me. If you haven't seen it, you don't get it. If you have seen it, I hope you get it.
It is a top tier comedy. Okay. It's really good.
This movie's hilarious.
It is a good comedy.
Moving on. Let's keep the bangers going. You ready?
Let's.
We have number 14. Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. We're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it going right now.
Oh, man.
And talk about iconic scores. Do you want to talk about iconic scores?
I almost want to say no, just so that'll ruin your day. But yes, I want to talk about iconic scores.
Yes. Howard Shore. I think I've seen some other movies, I'm sure. At some point, he just showed up to Lord of the Rings and said, "Let me do the best work anyone's ever done in a score," and then just disappeared. I don't know what else he's done. I might Google it right now. But this movie started the Lord of the Rings trilogy perfectly. You and I, we rewatched all three in the theaters when they did the re-release.
In the theaters,
extended editions,
so good.
Of course, this movie. Oh my goodness, is so good. The characters are perfect. The story is perfect. The score is perfect. The movie also is surprisingly has some horror moments that I don't feel like
you keep taking all my talking points.
I don't feel like the second and third movie have that as much. It's a little bit. But this movie, the Nazgul, the ring race, chasing them and in the village and just on the little hill where they were camping.
Weathertop,
you got it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you talk more before I steal more of your points.
No, I try and have something relevant to talk about, but whatever, whatever. Yeah, this does one of my favorite things ever, which is horror and fantasy merges them. I think that's what makes one stand out from the other two because the other two, they just get bigger and bigger. But this one, you brought up the Nazgul and like all the scenes with Bree and Weathertop, all like really scary, like really well done. But then also like the Balrog, that whole scene, like it's played up like this creepy,
Mm-hmm.
like what is coming. The whole scene where they're in Moria and then the drums start and they're like running. Anyway, there's 1,000 reasons why this is like one of the best starts to a series ever. And kind of, yeah, whenever I was talking about Dune setting up the world building perfectly, this was the other one that was on my brain where I'm like, yeah, Lord of the Rings probably does it better. And it does. Man, it's so good. It's
It's
so
so
good.
good.
I'm wordless at how good it is. Yeah, and you want to talk about a perfect cast and a crew who does it well and who looks like the roles that they're supposed to be. Whenever you see the people who are cast to play the hobbits and the elves and all this stuff, even the humans, they all look like exactly what you picture or you think. So anyway, it's awesome. Fellowship of the Ring. Oh, I like your list. It's a
Okay.
good list.
I
Oh, Howard Shore. Sorry, quick points. Howard Shore, he did the Hobbit trilogy as well. Like they brought him back for that. I know none of the Hobbit movies are on your list, but his score in the Hobbit trilogy doesn't quite match this one, but it's like it's right there. It's so good.
I'm looking at the list of movies he's done. I recognize some of these. I've seen some of these, but nothing else that's like, oh my goodness, he did that also. He did Seven. I mean, that's a good movie, but like,
Yeah.
I don't really remember the score. He did Twilight Saga Eclipse. Cool. That's the only one he
Hey,
did. He didn't do any of the.
that's what we really need to do is watch Twilight together and give some good reviews,
The latest movie he's done that I even saw was Spotlight 11 years ago. I don't know.
Hmm.
Interesting. Hey, he just came out. He put his whole career into these three movies and then was like, cool. All right.
Number 13.
Number 13. The Two Towers. We're just gonna go back to back. We're just gonna go back to back. Two Towers. I think this series just keeps getting better. Spoiler alert. But the reason I put this one above Fellowship, even though I think most people consider this the weakest, I'm pretty sure.
What?
I think. Don't quote me. But
Okay.
This movie, Battle of Helm's Deep, is the best battle in the series.
Easily.
It's the best battle. The fact that it takes up so much of the movie is what makes it above Fellowship of the Ring for me. And also, the side plot, the Merry and Pippin stuff, it's the weakest part of the movie. But it ends really well.
In the extended, it's worse in the extended because it's longer. Yeah. But that's the only part where it's like kind of a dip in the movie.
Yeah. But it ends well.
Yeah.
And then this is the movie, when rewatching the series, this is the movie that put Gollum on the map. This is the one where everyone's like, oh, wow, like this is an iconic character. This is a character that's going to stand out and everyone knows him, even if you haven't seen the movie. That's because of the Two Towers. So this one, I think it takes everything that's great about the first, except for the horror elements, and just steps it up. Yep. So one spot higher, I've got Two Towers.
Two Towers. Two Towers. Yeah, the introduction of Rohan, the nation is so distinct, but like your characters there make the story better. I've heard people complain about Rohan before. What are you talking about? It adds so much to the story. Having this be here, the scene where Gandalf arrives at Theoden's Hall and cleanses Saruman from him is one of my favorites of the movie. It's so cool. It's so cool. It's really well done. Theoden, he's one of my favorites. So yeah, it's awesome.
This one is so good. So we've hit the top 12. In my opinion,
speak apparition.
From here on, every movie is perfect to me.
What's the matter with Lord of the Rings 1 and 2?
Well, remember when we just talked about Merry and Pippin?
Oh,
is that a perfect part of the movie? Fellowship,
you got me.
I don't have any negatives to say, but it doesn't hit the highs of Two Towers. So I have to put Two Towers. If I have to put Two Towers higher, I can't say that it's a perfect movie, though. I cannot stress enough. These are perfect to me. Number 12 is Warrior. This
A
one
cat?
is what?
The
No,
cats?
no. This is a fighting movie starring Tom Hardy and Joel Edgerton and Nick Nolte. Basically, the story is there's two brothers. They were separated as teenagers. They end up being brought back together when they both compete against each other in the largest MMA tournament in the world. It's the perfect fighting movie. I rewatched this movie recently and it went up this list to where it is now. There is not a single second wasted in this movie. It is cut together perfectly. There's not a wasted second. Also, the most brutal hand-to-hand fights, combat, so to speak, of any movie I've ever seen. The best fighting movie. The fights, especially at the end in the tournament, are just insane. This movie, it's a combination of Rocky and Here Comes the Boom, basically. But not as funny as Here Comes the Boom. This movie is so good. If you haven't seen it, it's kind of hard to describe why it's so good because it's just a fighting movie, but it's the best one you could possibly ever make. I don't think you could make one better than this movie. In that way, it is perfect. So, number 12. I love this movie. I've seen it
so is this,
3 times.
Is this your favorite? Wait, no. This couldn't be your favorite sports movie. I know what your favorite sports movie is. So, but this is like one of your top tier sports movies.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good deal.
You should watch this movie. If you even sort of like fighting movies or sports movies, you should watch this movie. Okay. Number 11. Number 11 is Whiplash, directed by Damien Chazelle. This movie starring Miles Teller and J.K. Simmons. This one, it follows Andrew, a drummer in music school. He is obsessed with being the best, and he wants everyone to know that he's the best. And that's what drives him throughout the whole movie. So while he's practicing his drumming in school at one point, one of the teachers who is in charge of the most elite, best jazz band in the school, if you get in, you're going places in your career. He comes in and witnesses him drumming. And he's like, hey, you want to come join my band? He's like, yeah, like, of course I do. And so he ends up joining the band, and once he does, he finds out how extreme his teacher is, J.K. Simmons. And this movie is, I keep using the word perfect. This movie is perfect. This movie is so good. J.K. Simmons, top 5 acting roles of all time. Easily. He's so good in this movie. The theme of this movie basically is obsession with being the best. Because both of them have it, the teacher and the student. They both have it. And they both display it in different ways. And they're both not good people, by the way, also. They're not good people at all. But the way that this movie goes about showing what obsession can do to someone and how it can kind of ruin your life and how it can lead to extremes and everything. It's the perfect demonstration of how you can obsess with something so much that it's unhealthy for you and the people around you. It also has one of the best final scenes ever. It's so good. So this one is my number 11, right outside my top 10. I don't think you've seen this one, but I
haven't.
You should. This movie is amazing. This movie is so good.
J.K. Simmons, though? Love that, man.
He brings it in this movie.
Awesome.
So this is my second Damien Chazelle movie. He also did La La Land. That was the movie he made right after this. So he likes jazz, I guess, since that's kind of what that movie was about, Ryan Gosling's character. But yeah, top 10, baby.
Top 10. Here we go.
My top 10 favorite movies of all time.
Now, let me ask, how liable is this list to change? Like, is this a pretty locked in top 10?
No. The reason I say that, my number 10 is a relatively recent addition. So, starting off top 10 is The Apartment. So this movie, the main character, C.C. Baxter, he works at an insurance company, and he's just a random worker there. He's not a manager. He's just on the floor doing insurance things. And so the movie starts with him. He goes home one night to his house, the first night of the movie, and he gets to his apartment, and he just keeps looking up at it, and he's not going in, and it's raining, and it's like, what's happening? And then a few minutes later, his boss walks out of the apartment with someone, and he's like, hey. His boss hands him the key, and he's like, thanks. And then you come to find out he basically gives his apartment away to his bosses to use as a way to try and get promoted at work. He allows his bosses to walk all over him and do whatever they want. And they're like, "Oh, you'll get a promotion someday. We promise." I don't know how much of this movie I want to spoil because
that's a good description.
Okay,
That's
I'll stop there.
Yeah.
The movie is the best rom-com of all time. Also, I haven't even mentioned the woman.
I was going to ask if it was a comedy or not.
It
could be a drama.
It's a rom-com dram. It's all three. It's
a com dram.
Yes, whatever order you want to put those three in, that's this movie. This is one I loved it the first time I watched it. And it's another one where when I thought about it more and more, whenever I first watched it, I was like, okay, that's going to be in my top 50. And I think I put it in at 40 or something. And I have not rewatched it since then. And it's all the way up to 10 because this movie is a masterpiece. This movie is a masterpiece on so many levels. It's one of those movies where the best way to watch it is not knowing much about it because it is so surprising with the decisions it makes, with the things the characters do, with the things that happen. The main character in this movie is fascinating. He's a nice guy, but he's a pushover. And he's like, one of those, whatever the boss says. And so it ends up he makes a lot of really bad decisions and harmful decisions even because he's just like, he's like looking out for his boss the whole time. And so the movie is very interesting, the way that it shows the main character and the way that he acts around people. It's a black and white movie. It's got a style, like visually, it's very interesting. The story is amazing. I don't want to say any more about this movie because I want you to just watch it and not know anything else. But I think if you watch it, you would understand exactly why this is one of my favorite movies ever. It won Best Picture, so like obviously other people think it's amazing too. This movie is so good. I love The Apartment.
When did this come out?
1950 something. It's been a while. 1960, exactly. So 66 years ago, this movie came out.
So no one can say your list caters to movies that have just been around since we've been alive. Like you've got the vintage picks.
It'll lean that way more, but I'll watch some older movies. I'm watching more and more older movies, but The Apartment is number 10 for me. Number 9, my favorite superhero movie. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the first one. This one, I don't know how you could make a better animated movie, because it's also my favorite animated movie. I don't know how you can make a better superhero movie. It's the story from beginning to end has zero flaws. The animation is outstanding. It's so funny. The story is amazing. This is another one you don't really have to know superhero movies to watch this movie. Because it's just a great story. The character design is amazing. Rewatching this one, when I had watched this and the second one back to back, I was surprised by how great the score was. I remember the soundtrack, like the songs being really good, which they are. They're amazing. The score is so good. Like the Prowler, that like screeching, like eerie noise that plays when he's there. The scene when he's jumping off the building, stuff like that. The movie sounds amazing. It looks amazing. This movie is outstanding. It does something at the beginning. I was shocked when I saw it in the movie theater for the first time. I was like, what? I was like, I don't think you're allowed to do that. I was insane. This movie is so good. Outstanding movie. It's an animated movie. It's a superhero movie. You don't have to like either of those things to like this movie. Love this one. What are your thoughts on this movie? I say it's my favorite superhero movie. I say it's my favorite animated movie. Do you agree at all? Even a little bit?
I think it's in my top 10 superhero movies.
Okay.
And I think it's in my top 10 animated movies. I don't know I would have to like parse out where it would be inside of that. Yeah. But yeah, it's absolutely one of my favorites of those. Like we said when we were talking about Across, we watched this one, I think it was 3 times in theaters when it first came out. And yeah, it was awesome. It's one of those where every time I stop watching it, I'm like, maybe it wasn't as good as I thought. And then I rewatch it, I'm like, it's so much better than I thought. So yeah, it's one of those, it's easily like, it's so good. It's so good. I'll say no more.
That one is number 9 for me. Number 8 is 12 Angry Men. I said Network has the best dialogue in any movie I've ever seen. This movie has the second best dialogue in any movie I've seen. And ironically enough, it's the same director. He made this one 19 years before Network. So almost 2 decades earlier, he made this movie. This is a very well-known movie. It's a very famous movie. If you look at like kind of the ratings of it, reviews and stuff, on like IMDb, it's the 5th highest rated movie of all time. On Letterboxd, it's number 3. So I'm actually the low man on this movie. I have it lower than most.
Sounds like it.
The consensus. This movie, more than I think any movie on this list, if you watch this movie and don't like it, I would question your judgment. Genuinely. I don't know how you could watch this movie and not like it. This movie, it's the best everyone's stuck in one place kind of movie ever made. The entire movie, except for about 60 seconds at the beginning, the entire rest of the movie is 12 jurors in a room deliberating guilty or not guilty. That's the entire movie. So if it didn't have the second best dialogue of all time, in my opinion, this movie would fall apart. But the dialogue is amazing. The characters are outstanding. Every single one of them is very distinct and memorable. There's not just like one or two that you never really pay attention to that are just kind of background. Every single one of the 12 contribute, have a moment, have a character, have motivation. I think objectively, I mean, I said this is my personal top 10. I think objectively, this is the best movie in my top 10, just in general, as a movie. This movie is so good. I love this movie. I don't think you've seen this one yet, right? No?
Been meaning to.
You're missing out.
Sorry.
Okay. That one's number 8 for me. Number 7 is Heavyweights. If you go from one of the most universally acclaimed movies to what? What movie is that? This is our childhood. This movie. I think more than any other movie. I will admit part of it is nostalgia, but a big part of it is it's just an amazing movie.
It's so funny.
Ben Stiller is on another level in this movie. Every single one of the child actors is absolutely bringing their A game. They are so funny. The story is amazing. The characters are amazing. I've shown this movie also to a lot of different people. I've never showed it to a single person who said, I didn't like that movie. Every single person I showed to was like, that's really good. How did I not see that movie before?
Yeah.
And I mean, it's got Ben Stiller. Out of all the iconic Disney movies in the 90s, this is the one that should have been an all-timer. I mean, it is an all-timer. This is the one that everyone should know. I would say it's the most underrated movie on my list. What are your thoughts?
What are my thoughts?
Tell me.
It's amazing. It's amazing. If you like a good comedy, this is a good one. If it's very heartfelt too. Like a lot. Like I've heard people try and pretend like it's like a mean spirit or something. It's not at all.
No.
At all. If you like Mighty Ducks, this was like the same era. Like there's a lot of crossover actors actually who were in Mighty Ducks who are also in this one. And I feel like kind of some of the Disney ones you were talking about that got the acclaim. Mighty Ducks is probably the one in this era that got like most people know like, oh yeah, what that is. It's kind of the same vein of humor, but it's a much funnier. Yeah. Heavyweights. It's awesome. There's a bunch of movies on here you've called really quotable. This one's got to take the cake. Yes.
So, I think if I was ranking quotable movies, it would be this. It would be Daddy's Home 2.
Yeah.
And then number 3...
Napoleon?
Maybe Napoleon Dynamite. Maybe Rustler's Rhapsody. I don't know. The number 3 is trickier, but the top 2 are the top 2. And that's why they're my first and second favorite comedies of all time. So
there you go.
This is my favorite comedy. I don't know how I could watch a comedy that's funnier than this movie. Part of it is, watching it my whole life, and part of it is just it's that good. So, yeah, that's number 7 for me. Number 6, we're shifting back to movies everyone agrees are amazing.
Okay.
And we're going to one of the greatest of all time. We're going to cap off the trilogy, Return of the King. Number 6,
Return of the King.
Right outside the top 5 for me. This movie, I wouldn't say it's a massive jump over the first 2, particularly, but I didn't say the first 2 were perfect. I do say this one is. It just ends everything the best way possible. Every single decision this movie makes, I don't know how this series could get better. That's like what we were saying with Dune. If part 3 drops the ball, Lord of the Rings did not drop the ball. It elevated the ball. What do you say about this movie? It's Return of the King. If you've seen it,
What say you about this movie?
If you've seen this movie, you know it's one of the best things that have ever been created. If you haven't seen this movie, you're missing one of the best things that's ever been created.
You did this for The Dark Knight, just talking about some of the iconic scenes. I think Lord of the Rings, because again, you have really high highs in every movie. You have things, but this one has got some of the best in any movie ever. I love any movie where there's like, your grand speech that gives you chills. There's 2 of those in this one. No, there's 3.
Okay.
Because
Theoden?
You have Theoden's speech, you have Aragorn's speech, right before the Black Gates, and then you have Sam's speech before he's like, "But I can carry you,"
I'd like to add a 4th, Aragorn, when everyone, you bow to no man. It was a very short speech, but I mean,
my friends, yes, you bow to no. The ending is perfect. The way the story goes, with you've got so much tension building the whole times before the Battle of Pelennor Fields. It just keeps growing and growing, and it seems like there's no way out. And so the battle itself, there's so many layers to it, of like when armies arrive, and then it looks like the good guys are winning, and then all of a sudden the bad guys are winning, and it keeps going back and forth. Yeah, it's fantastic. The Frodo Sam drama is real. The characters have their best individual moments in this story. Like, they really get to shine through a whole lot better, because they kind of, their usual groups are split a little bit more, maybe with the exception of like Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli. But like Aragorn gets a lot more of his moments here. Sam and Frodo, you see a lot of those individuals. This one is perfect.
Do you agree with me that it gets better? Do you concur?
I agree this is the best of the 3.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Fellowship, so I would be torn. I don't think any of them are weak. I think all of them are 9s. I think all of them are 9s, and I think this one's a 10. It's just a question of which one have I watched the most recently. Gut reaction right now, I would say Fellowship is my number 2, and then Two Towers. It's only for how well the world is introduced, and then for how well like the Nazgul chase scenes and like character introductions. And I also really like Boromir and everything with him. I think it's really good. Oh, I forgot, like, one of my favorite moments of this movie, of Return of the King, is whenever Pippin is singing his song, and Mist and Shadow, and whenever the cavalry from Gondor is riding out, and then they just get obliterated by the orcs. It's like haunting. It's haunting.
So good. Every single person who helped make this movie put on their career best. Every single person. The actors, the director, the writers, the score, the filmmakers, the cinematographer, the costumes. I could keep listing every aspect of this movie. Everyone was at their peak in this series.
Yeah. Yeah. If Dune 3 can be as good as 1 and 2, we can start having conversations about Lord of the Rings and Dune, where they kind of fall as far as which series is better. But just looking at like sci-fi fantasy series, there's no competition with Lord of the Rings. I mean, there's just not.
People said this is something that's never going to happen again.
I hope it does.
Dune might change that, I don't know.
Well, hold on. Even then, I don't know. Because personally, I love this story more than I love the story of Dune.
Yeah.
But is Dune a better made movie? Yes. Maybe.
I think this brings us to number 5, though, which is Dune Part 2.
Yep. Yeah.
So if you average it out, in my opinion, I think Dune Part 2 is better than all the Lord of the Rings movies.
Yeah.
But I think all the Lord of the Rings movies are better than Dune Part 1. So if you average it out, I don't know. You can make your own decisions there, but Dune Part 2 barely beats out Return of the King.
Wow.
Barely. Now, Dune Part 2, I watched this movie 3 times opening weekend. Every time I watched it, it got better just within that one weekend. Like I said before, I had no idea what happens in the books. I've never read them. So this story, I was so surprised and blown away. This movie might be the second best looking movie I've ever seen after Across the Spider-Verse. It continues to be the most well-made combination of everything in a movie. Sound, visuals, CGI, score, story, acting. Like, it just is perfect in all the technical ways, while also backing it up with great characters, great themes. I love the scenes that are like in the black and white, like infrared.
Oh,
Like those,
yes.
the fight
So
at the
cool.
end, the scene where he first rides the worm, the scene where Jessica drinks the worm venom for the first time, the scene where he goes and gives his big speech to the Fremen. I get
Oh,
chills every time I see it. I get
yeah.
chills every time I see it. Also, another one of those underrated how funny this movie is as well. Mainly Javier Bardem is
I was gonna
just
say everything with
killing it.
Stilgar is really well done.
Dune Part 2, I think this is a controversial take that when I say it's better than all the Lord of the Rings movies, but I love this movie so much. I love this movie so much.
Yes, and I would agree. However, since it's so high on your list, I'll pitch my two negatives for this movie.
Go.
Are you ready?
Go.
Number one is an absence. The absence of Oscar Isaac. Oh, he was phenomenal. Which I know, like for the story, it's a requirement that he's not there. But I hate that he's not in this one because it's like he was so good at part one. That one was kind of a joke. My actual one, I'm not a Zendaya hater, but her performance in this one, she's so against Paul, and like it's obviously like as part of the story is their romance. Everything that he does, she's like biting back so hard, even though it's for the betterment of her people and the betterment. And like obviously he's not like the hero of the story. That's part of what part two's about. I wish they could have shown it through someone else rather than her, because it really just, to me at least, it takes away from any believable chemistry between them, just because of how much she just seems to not be able to stand him. And she always has that look on her face every time she looks at him. And it's like, it's just weird. It's just weird. So
Yeah.
to me, that is the biggest detractor of Dune Part 2. That is my most minor of nitpicks, but it is my nitpick.
As a book reader, how do you feel these movies did adapting the book? Not even like in terms of how closely
Accuracy.
Yeah, I don't really
Yeah.
care about accuracy. I mean
Yeah.
adaptation. That's what matters. I don't care about accuracy. How do you feel they adapted the book?
Really well. Really well. I think there's not much that was like there's a ton that was changed, but like there's not much that was changed that ruined the story. The movie did a better job, I think, at showcasing the theme of the book, of what Frank Herbert was trying to do with the story. Like I feel like the movie showcased that really well. It's the story of how Paul is manipulating people into following him. And in the book, people misinterpreted it as like being super heroic and stuff like this. He literally wrote Dune Messiah as a response because people thought Paul was the hero. He's like, how did y'all miss my themes? If you're paying attention, it's really obvious to see it. I think a lot of people were just like, oh yeah, it's a revenge story. It's like, yes, but also from 20 minutes into the movie, Paul leans over to his mom and he whispers, we have to convert the non-believers. And then he doesn't address it for the rest of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But if you pay attention starting there, he's just manipulating people the whole movie. And it doesn't make it a bad movie. And it doesn't make him a dislikable character because you get where he's coming from.
Yeah.
Like his people were set up to fail, but he's manipulating all of the Fremen because he knows they're such strong warriors. He's just twisting all of them so that he can get what he wants and get revenge on his father. And so, yeah, as a translation, like you said, like obviously there's going to be huge differences. There are, whenever you do read the book, because I think you should, like it's really a solid story. You'll see them because there's like some character things as well. But again, with this cast and this story that they're doing, I don't think there's a world where you could have done it as a better movie.
Okay.
Reaper.
Number 4 for me.
Can I predict it?
Sure.
Wait, I don't know the name. It's a Wonderful Life.
This guy knows ball.
Hey!
That's my number 4. Number 4 favorite movie of all time. It's a Wonderful Life. If you have a pulse, you've probably seen this movie already. And you know why it's amazing. This movie is held back by the fact it's labeled as a holiday or Christmas movie.
Mm.
I think that actually diminishes the movie of what it is. Like the last part of it is kind of a Christmas movie. If you just think, oh, it's a Christmas movie, I'll watch it at Christmas. Sure, yeah, I'll watch it at Christmas because I love the movie. This movie is the best, just feel-good, heartwarming, inspirational movie of all time. I don't think I need to explain the story. I think you know what it is. For the one person who hasn't seen this movie, George Bailey follows his life and the decisions he's made and how he's so adventurous. He wants to go out in the world and do all these great things, but he keeps sacrificing those things to help the people around him. And then he gets to a point where he feels like his entire life is a waste and he's done nothing. And then that's when he's visited by an angel who shows him how his life really has affected the people around him. The first time I watched this movie, I was pretty young. I think our family all watched it together. And
that's the only time I've seen it.
You've got to watch it again. Because my memory of the movie was like, I just remembered it being sad.
Yeah.
When I watched it again, I was like, that was heartwarming, inspirational, so good. That movie was not what I remembered at all. You've got to watch it again. You have to. You absolutely have to. This movie is perfect. If I was tier ranking my perfect list, this is a different tier than the movies below it. Like, this movie is like double perfect.
Double perfect.
Double perfect.
Super perfect.
I don't know how anyone also could watch this movie and not be moved at the end. I get emotional every time I get to the end. Because I've rewatched this movie 3 times since I've watched it again. Because it was like a 15-year gap between the time I first watched it when we were younger and I watched it again. And I've watched it like a few other times since then. And oh my goodness. Words cannot express how good this movie is. Like I said before, take off the Christmas movie label. This is just a perfect movie.
I'm going to have to rewatch it then, because I've seen it. I've seen it, but kind of like you said, I remember just being really sad when it ended and just being like, I'm never going to watch that again.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I was also a little baby, a little child.
You had the emotional maturity of a 9-year-old,
yes,
maybe.
So. This movie should be seen by every human alive. It's amazing. Number 3 for me is The Truman Show, starring Jim Carrey. I don't really watch a lot of Jim Carrey movies. I'm not like a big, Jim Carrey, I gotta watch all those. Like some of his movies are okay. This movie is on a different level. For those who don't know, it centers around the character of Truman. His entire life is a reality TV show, and he's the only one who doesn't know it. So he lives in this massive fake world that this TV network built when he was a baby, and he spent his entire life there. And every friend he has, every family member he has, every random person he walks by on the street are all actors who know they're in a reality TV show. And it's the biggest show in the world, and everyone's watching. This movie was made also before reality TV was a thing. So it kind of pioneered it in a way, which is also interesting now, because now it's like people who do like live streaming stuff. They'll live stream for like a week. Every second, even when they're asleep, they're recording it and you can watch them. It's this movie, basically. Like, it just keeps happening. The themes of this movie, how he just wants his freedom and everyone's trying to control him. And the best scene of this movie is when him and his friend are hitting golf balls and they're just talking, and like Truman is pouring his heart out to his friend about all these feelings he's having. And his friend is like, if everything's not real, that means our friendship isn't real. Is that what you're saying? Are you saying we're not really friends? And he keeps saying all this stuff about like how he loves him and like they're friends, and that's not true. And then it slowly zooms in and you realize he has an earpiece and he's saying all the things that the director of the show is telling him to say. And you just realize the level of manipulation that they're going through to convince Truman this is real. Oh, this movie is so good. Okay, you've seen it multiple times. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, really well done. Jim Carrey, I'm with you. He annoys me in basically everything I've ever seen him. And in this one, I was like, there's tons of examples of this, of when like comedians step into a drama role and stuff. And like, he's still funny in this movie.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He is. Yeah. But man, yeah, it's a solid movie. It's a good story. It gets you thinking about like, how far are you willing to go to make something entertaining versus, like what are you willing to put other people through so that you can be entertained and things like that. I hadn't really thought about that this was before a lot of reality TV and a lot of stuff like that. Feels like people maybe took the wrong messages from this.
Yeah, this one I've watched many times, and it's another one that gets better every time I see it. My top 50 changes quite a bit. I'll watch new movies that go on the list. I'll rewatch other movies. I'm like, oh, it's okay, but it's not as good as I remember.
Mm.
And I bring it down. My top 3 have been locked in for a while, half a decade at least, where my top 3 have been firm. I don't know how a movie could crack into my top 3, really. And this one is just so good. Number two. Some people say The Dark Knight is Christopher Nolan's best movie. Some people say Oppenheimer is his best movie. If they don't say
Prestige,
it's the Prestige. Yeah. If they don't say it's this movie, they're wrong. Number 2 is Inception.
Tenet. Oh.
No! Tenet's okay. Tenet's okay. Number 2 is Inception. Inception is peak action, adventure, sci-fi combo. I love Christopher Nolan's movies in general. I wouldn't say I'm obsessed with his movies. I haven't seen all of them. I've seen basically all of them, though. This movie takes every good thing he does as a director and combines all of it. It combines the style. It combines the score. It combines the acting. It combines his best action in any movie, which he's not really known for. Like, usually it's kind of okay, but like in this movie, it's really good. The concept of the movie is crazy. It's one of those movies where you got to really pay attention because it gets really trippy at times. Because it's basically, for those who don't know, the movie follows a group of criminals. What they do is they go into people's dreams and they try and steal information from them while they're asleep. Most of the movie is in the dream world, where people are kind of awake in their dreams, and so they're interacting with each other. They're trying to manipulate people that they're stealing from, and then they get an offer where instead of trying to steal information from someone, they want to plant information. So like they're trying to give them a memory instead of taking a memory. And they're like, oh, that's impossible. And then Dom, the main character played by Leonardo DiCaprio, is like, no, I've done it before. We can do this. And so the movie is following this crazy heist that they're trying to do to plant a memory in Cillian Murphy's head. This movie, it would be great if it was just that. But you combine the stuff with like Dom and his kids and how he's trying to get back to them. And Dom and the mysterious woman that keeps showing up in their dreams and ruins their heists. It takes the movie to a whole nother level. I love the ambiguous ending. You can kind of interpret what you think it means. It combines a lot of things I love about movies and just mashes them all together. This movie, it's just everything I love. All of it. That's this movie. That's why I love this movie. Would you agree it's his best? Or would you say, is there something else? Dark Knight or something else?
I want to go Dark Knight.
Prestige? Are you a Prestige boy?
I am a Prestige boy. I don't know if it's better than Interstellar, but it's really good. I would need to see a list in front of me because I always feel like I forget one or two of his like really good ones every time I'm looking at this. I've not seen Memento and I've not seen Oppenheimer. I think those are the only 2 movies of his I haven't seen.
You've got to see Memento.
Yeah.
You've got to see that one. Oppenheimer is very good. It's somehow a thriller and a biodrama about a scientist. I don't know. It somehow combines the two, and it's fascinating. Yeah. But Memento...
It's got RDJ. If it's got RDJ, it's a good movie.
RDJ is the best part of the movie.
On that note, before we get to your number 1, a few things I'm kind of surprised. I'm not genuinely surprised, but I did think there would be a Marvel movie in your top list.
I mean,
I thought there would be a...
If you count Logan or the Spider-Verse movies. No. But, no. I mean,
yeah.
I love the Marvel movies. I love the MCU movies.
Yeah.
I love... For those, I feel like it's almost like the franchise more than the individual movies. So, like, individual movies, like Thor Ragnarok might be my favorite.
That's what I was going to guess was going to be on the list. Yeah.
But
I thought it was going to be somewhere in the 40s was going to be Ragnarok. But that's all right. That's all right. You're also wearing a Star Wars shirt, and there's no Star Wars movies.
No.
Fake. That's what you are. That's you. How could The Mandalorian and Grogu not be on this list?
It was number 51.
Oh, just missed out. I'll say no more. You go ahead. I do know, I think, just based on our conversation around Warrior, what is number one?
Yes. Number one has been my favorite movie since the second time I watched it. First time I watched it, I was like, cool. Second time I watched it, I was like, oh, this is the best movie ever made.
There it is.
My favorite movie of all time.
I mean, you got to make it big. This is number one.
My favorite movie of all time is Field of Dreams. Number one of all time. Okay, I said It's a Wonderful Life is perfect. Field of Dreams is perfect. It's triple.
A triple perfect.
Now, this is one, I think if 1,000 people watched my top 50, I don't know if any of them would put this number one, but this is my list.
You're not 1,000 people.
I'm me. I'm not 1,000 people. This movie hits different than anything else I've ever seen. I will briefly explain the story to anyone who doesn't know it. It stars Kevin Costner. He's a farmer in Iowa, and he just kind of feels like nothing's really going on in his life. And one day he's out in his field, and he hears this voice saying, if you build it, he will come. And he's like, what was that? Well, I'm hearing voices out in the field. So he thinks he's like in a prank or something on him, but no one's around. So he just was like, oh, well, that was weird. I guess I just imagined that. The next day, he hears the voice say it again. If you build it, he will come. So the next day, he hears the voice again. He's like, what is happening? Who is that? What do you want from me? Like, what do you mean? Build what? Who are you talking about? And he has a vision of a baseball field replacing his cornfield. And so he's like, no, I'm going to do it. And so he tears down part of his field and builds a baseball field in the middle of nowhere. And everyone is so confused. In this movie, a big source of conflict is that he's about to lose his farm because they're losing money. And so he just tore down most of his crop, which is how he makes money, to build a random baseball field. And so everyone's calling him crazy. And then the first day that he has it open, he just sits there. And he's like, okay, who's going to come? Nothing. So he's like, okay, well, now I just wasted everything. So he goes to bed. At night, he's laying there. And his daughter comes into the room and says, Dad, there's someone out in the field. And he walks out. This movie also has subtle hints of like horror tinges, which I love in this movie. He looks out, and there's just a dark figure standing out in the field. He's like, oh, what? So he turns on, because he's got like the stadium lights. He built stadium lights and stands and everything. So he turns them on. He goes out there. He's like, hey, what's up? Who are you? And then he finds out the player is a ghost of Shoeless Joe Jackson, a player who was banned from baseball for cheating. So they're in the field, and as it goes on from day to day, more and more players, ghosts, start to appear. And he finds out it's all these disgraced players, all these players who lost their chance at baseball. This is like their place to come, and they can play baseball again, and they can be with each other. And then they're like, oh, this is amazing. He's like, okay, this is awesome. And then he hears the voice again, and he's like, what do you want? And so the voice, it leads him down this path. I don't want to spoil the whole movie, but I'm just kind of giving
we're in summary
mode. We're only like 15 minutes in. There's a lot in this movie. I'm not going to give the whole movie, but the voice.
I've seen the movie.
The voice. This is for the people.
The tube.
The voice comes back and tells him to do more, and so he keeps going down this journey, and he keeps doing all these things until eventually it reaches the end. I can't give away the ending. It's the best ending of any movie of all time, by far. It's the best. The heart of the movie, the theme of the movie is redemption. It's all these players who lost their shot, and it's their chance to come back and play the game again just for fun. It's their chance to be redeemed. It's the chance for James Earl Jones's character. He's an old, cranky writer. It's his chance to be redeemed and get the energy and the life back that he lost after years of being like a hermit. It's the main character is his redemption, his chance to redeem himself for the decisions he made when he was younger. Is all I'm really going to say for that. And that's the theme of the movie, and also just the love of baseball, which, as I mentioned earlier, is my favorite sport. So this movie, it does different things for me than any other movie. I love the movie. It is perfect in every way to me, and I don't think most anyone would agree with me. But to me, this is my favorite movie of all time. Without a doubt, I wish I could spoil the whole movie, but at the same time, I want people to see it, so I'm not going to spoil in case they haven't seen it.
There you go.
But you have. Do you think this movie is even okay?
Brother,
what are your thoughts?
What can I contribute to your number one? This is your number one.
Yeah. Tell me what the people believe, though. What is the masses? What are your thoughts?
The unwashed masses. What do we believe? I watched this so long ago.
Okay, yeah. Never mind. I
can't contribute. I can't contribute to this one.
Yeah, whatever. I've also been to where they filmed this movie. That was really cool. So it's an actual real field in Iowa. The house is there. They toured.
Did you get to play on the field?
Yes, got to play catch on the field. Ooh, it hit different.
Could it not be a number one then?
Oh,
that's cool.
There's so much I could say about it, and there's also so much the movie just says on its own that deserves to be watched. And so, for me, it's my favorite movie of all time. I don't know how another movie could be better. For the remainder of my life, I don't know how a movie could be better than this. So yeah, that's my list.
Okay.
Top 50.
Top 50 movies of Jonah's of all time. If you stuck around to the very end, what a convo. Guys, we've got a ton coming up on the channel. This is our maiden voyage into the YouTubes with a very, very long form video. So this is just to give a look of the top 50 of Jonah's films, as he'll be our film expert on the channel. You can see where you align with him. What are some of your top 50 is a lot to do in the comments, but maybe if you want to throw your top few in there, your top 10, whatever it'll be, and we'll see where you match up. Where do you agree? Where do you disagree? Great place to do that. Like I said, we've got a ton coming up. We're going to be doing my top 10 book series soon.
Watch that one. Watch that one.
Reverse style. What's that?
I said everyone's got to watch that one.
Gotta watch that one, and plenty more. We'll be doing reviews. We'll be doing all kinds of stuff. So thanks for sticking around. Drop a like below, a comment if you feel like it, and subscribe so you can keep up with what we're doing next. Oh, brother, that reminds me. One more thing before we go.